Morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Rouse Baseball's live commentary of the DuPont Professional Baseball League. Tonight, we're going to be bringing you the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks and the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles from the stadium in Tohoku, as it will be a possible playoff push for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles, who are chasing not just the Hawks, but the Chibalote Marines, who find themselves in third place. The Eagles are in fourth, a couple games back, and they are needing a victory and some string of victories if they want to try to catch the Chibalote Marines for that final playoff spot. Well, first of all, we're going to give you the starting lineups from the visitors from Fukuoka. Leading off and playing in center field is number 23, Yukio Shudo. Batting second in left field is number 6, Kenta Imamiya. Hitting third at third base is number 24, Ryoya Kurihara. In the cleanup spot and playing first base is number 25, Hotaki Yamakawa. Batting fifth in left field is number 3, Kensuke Kondo. Batting in the sixth spot and in right field is number 31, Tomoya Masaki. Hitting seventh and doing the catching is number 19, Takuya Kai. Batting eighth and doing the designated hitting is Soichiro Ishizuka. And batting ninth at second base, wearing number 8, is Taisi Makihara. And they're going to be facing, for the Tohoku Ball Club this evening, it'll be Tetsuki Koja. He takes to the hill with a 5-5 record. He's worked 59 and a third innings. He's allowed 52 hits, 30 runs, 28 have been earned. He's walked 23 and struck out 40, and he's got himself an ERA of 4.25. Well, that's the starting lineup for the visitors from Fukuoka. Now your starting lineup for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. Leading off and in right field is number 51, Yuya Ogo. Batting second and at second base, wearing number 0, is Hiroto Kobakata. Batting third in center field is number 8, Ryosuke Tatsumi. Hitting in the cleanup spot and doing the designated hitting is number 3, Hideto Asamura. Batting fifth at third base is number 7, Daichi Suzuki. Batting sixth at first base is number 48, Yoshiaki Watanabe. Hitting seventh and doing the catching, number 55, Yuma Yasuda. Batting eighth in left field is number 39, Yukiya Ito. And batting ninth at shortstop is number 34, Tsuyoshi Yamazaki. And they are going to be facing Shuda Ishikawa, who takes to the hill with a 4-2 record. 44 and a third innings pitched. He's allowed 35 hits, 13 runs, all been earned. He's walked 7 and struck out 38. And he's pitched to an earned run average of 264. Well, those are your starting lineups for tonight's ball game. We're around the corner with the first pitch in about 4 minutes' time. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this with all the play-by-play for midweek baseball from the NPB. Welcome back, everybody. Tatsuki Toja has just taken to the hill, and the ceremonial first pitch has been completed. He is just getting ready to get his tune-up tosses done, is the lefty. We'll be ready to get this one going in about 30 seconds time. Hang tight with us. We'll be right back in just a few. It is Hawks and Eagles when we return after this musical timeout. Welcome back, everybody. We're about ready to get this one underway. It is going to be Tatsuki Koja on the hill for the Eagles, and he is going to be facing the top of the order. It'll be Yukio Shudo, Kenta Imamiya, and Ryoya Kurihara, the 1, 2, 3 hitters in the batting order to come to hit for Fukuoka. We were talking a little bit earlier on and saying that the Eagles are chasing the Chipolote Marines for the third spot. The Hakata Nippon Ham Fighters holding down the second spot in the Pacific League. And of course, it'll be in the battle is for the top 3 spots. And right now, the Golden Eagles are on the outside looking in. So here we go as the first pitch of the ball game is ready to go. And Koja delivers a fastball that's taken on the inside corner at the knees for a called strike. Count is quickly 0-1 to Shudo. Shudo hitting .258 on the year, a couple of homers and 21 runs driven in. As the lefty delivers a fastball that is swung on. This is lifted and sliced down the left field line, and it is just going to go foul into the seating area, and that's going to run the count to 0-2. Hawks tonight are fancying their black tops with the white pants. I really like this black outfit, the way it works. It is an all-white uniform for Tohoku tonight with their maroon sleeves and piping down their legs. Here comes the 0-2 offering. It is a fastball, waved that and missed. And Shudo is down on strikes. He's in the books for out number 1, and that'll bring up the left fielder, Kenta Imamiya. Well, for Imamiya on the season, he's hitting .256. He's got 5 homers to go with 30 runs batted in. So Imamiya getting the start tonight. He is the shortstop. I had him for some reason as my left fielder. The left fielder is Kensuke Kondo. Not sure why I would put Imamiya in left. Here comes the first pitch from Koja, and it's a fastball that just misses low for a ball. Defensively tonight for the Eagles from left to right field, it'll be Ito in left. The center fielder is Tatsumi with the right fielder Ogo. As Kojo kicks and fires, it's a fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats over on the first base side. Count runs even to 1-1. Around the horn from first to third for the Golden Eagles, it is Watanabe at first. The second baseman, Kobakata. The shortstop tonight is Yamazaki. The third baseman, Suzuki, and the battery of Koja and Yasuda. Koja gets his sign, and he rocks himself into the windup. Here comes the pitch. He kicks and fires. It is a breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count now goes to 2-1. Kenta Imamiya has excellent bat control. He's able to put the ball into play. The all-time leader in the Pacific League in sacrifice bunts as the lefty Koja rocks into the windup and delivers. And the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes now to 3-1. So 3 balls and a strike. We welcome those of you into the stream. Mick is in the house. Welcome, Mick. We're going to do some midnight ball games or middle of the night ball games over the next little bit. As the fastball misses up and away, it's going to be ball 4. Mamiya is going to be aboard with a leadoff walk. That'll bring up the third baseman, Ryoya Kurihara. So a little bit of a strange time for us. We're going to do 4 games during the midweek: the Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday games. And then we are going to possibly not be able to do the Saturday game, but there is a Monday game next week. So we'll do Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week, and then we'll have to see on the weekend. But Friday is up in the air. It is a 50-50 chance that we'll be able to do the Saturday Japan game Friday night in North America. So Koja, with the runner at first, Imamiya, sets himself as he gets the sign from his catcher, and now he delivers a fastball that swung on it, is lined into left field. This ball is going to get trouble. It's going to get down past the diving left fielder Ito into the corner. Rounding third and heading home is Imamiya, and the Hawks have opened the scoring here in the top of the first inning with an RBI, a double off the bat of Ryoya Kurihara. And right now it is a 1-0 lead for Fukuoka here in inning number 1. So just like that, the Hawks are flapping their wings. They've got themselves the early lead here. The ball was slicing toward the foul line, and the left fielder Ito was racing over to his left, and he dove for the ball, and he couldn't come up with it. He actually lost his glove on the play as well, got up and chased it down to get it in. Kurihara is standing at second base, and that is definitely a base hit because I don't think that Ito would have got it had he even got the glove on it. So that brings up Hatake Yamakawa to the plate. Yamakawa hitting .244 on the season, 30 homers and 87 runs batted in, and he swings at a breaking ball and misses, and the count is quickly 0-1. Yamakawa is the runaway leader in statistical categories of home runs and RBIs. He's got 30 homers. The next closest to him is his teammate, Kensuke Kondo, who's only got 19. He would be tied with Gregory Polanco, and then it is a couple of fighters who follow after that. But the 87 runs batted in is clearly heads and tails above everybody as well. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. That's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-1. Friend Mick says the Giants are up 1-0 on the Carp. We are going to call a rare Central League game on Thursday night. We are going to do the Giants and the Carp. So that'll be something a little different that we don't always do, but we figured rather than doing the Saitama Cebu Lions, despite the fact that they've been playing good ball, and we like doing the Pacific League stuff, we're going to shy away and fade that ball game to do a Central League on Thursday. Here's the 1-1. Fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2. Got to see the Giants a couple of times. A couple of weeks ago when I was in Tokyo, saw them play the Swallows at the Jingu Stadium. And boy, oh boy, are the Swallows hurting. The Giants went in there and took both of the ball games that we went to and took it quite handily. So here comes the 1-2 pitch as Yamakawa waits on the offering here from Koja. He checks the runner at second and now delivers. Fastball swung on. This is lifted foul down the right field line. The count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So instant offense here in the first inning. Full slate of games across the NPB tonight, and we will keep you up to date on all of them. The only other score, as mentioned, our good friend Mick in the chat said 1-0 for the Giants, also in the top of the first. Other games in the Pacific League, Buffaloes and Marines are going at the Kyocera Dome in Osaka. Fighters and Lions at Escon Field in Hokkaido. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball misses down, and the count goes to 2-2. We're going to try this entire month from now until the end of the month to pretty much give a call on every game, every night of the week that there will be games. As I said, I know there's going to be a couple. One, I'm going to be out of town, and another one is this Friday where it is 50-50 if we're going to be able to complete that game or not. Here comes the 2-2 pitch as the lefty works himself set. Pitch is on the way. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow right field. Racing back on it is the first baseman, Watanabe, and he makes an over-the-shoulder catch. Nice defensive play by the Eagles' first baseman to retire Yamakawa. He's in the books for the second out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the left fielder, Kensuke Kondo. Well, for Kondo, he's hitting .311 on the season. He is also a leader. He leads the league in batting average. He's got 19 homers and 68 runs batted in. One further thought on Yamakawa, and that is he's at 87 RBIs. He's got a chance to drive in 100. They were speculating that in the Central League this year that no one is going to drive in north of 90, let alone 100. I forget, it's the first time in like 20 some odd years. Nobody's going to drive in 90 runs in the Central League unless somebody goes crazy. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, and it is grounded past the diving shortstop into center field Katsumi comes up throwing into second base, and Kurihara is going to score all the way from second. RBI single off the bat of Kondo, and that is going to bring home the second run of the inning. And the Hawks have themselves a early 2-0 lead here in Tohoku. That certainly doesn't bode well for the Eagles' playoff chances. So 2-0 lead here. Our friend Mick says, how was the gift shop? I'm not sure what gift shop, Mick, you're referring to. Which one? I did the Swallows. I was there. I was at pretty much went into everybody's gift shops. Take a look around. I picked up a Swallows towel because, man, you need to have yourself an extra towel when you go to the game. You're just sweating like crazy. There's a first pitch fastball that is waved at and missed by Masaki, and the count is quickly 0-1. Tomoya Masaki, the hitter, he is playing in right field tonight, hitting .272, 5 homers and 24 runs driven in. As the lefty Kojo works himself to the set position. Checks the runner at first, now delivers. Breaking ball swung on. It is lifted over on the right side, similar almost to where the hitter Yamakawa had popped out, a little deeper, but the ball has dropped in foul territory, but this time was in front of the sliding Ogo, the right fielder. It's going to run the count to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes it is. Looking forward to, as we said, some more action this week. We haven't really done as much as we had in previous years. I was looking at the entering tonight's game. I think we've done 55 streams. I'm probably going to look to do about 25 in this month alone. We got to pick up the pace. That would get us to 80, and then into the month of October and the playoffs in early November, we might end up with potentially 120 some odd games. Koja flips the ball over to first, and easily getting back is the runner Kondo. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Koja kicks and fires, fastball down. Good stop there by the catcher Yasuda. Runs the count to 1-2. All and 2 strikes. Mick asked the question, did we get any ball caps this time? Actually, no, I didn't. You know, I have to tell you, I didn't pick up any caps this time. I guess the reason for that would be is maybe my head size, not that it's so big, but I just didn't like some of the options. And I have to say, Fanatics has picked up some of the contracts. Last year when we were there, they picked up the Giants. Now they've picked up the Saitama Cebu Lions. I think they may have picked up the Marines too. Fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 1-2. And the prices have had a serious jump. That's the first thing. And then the second thing is that I never really wanted to add anything specific to the headwear. I got enough stuff as it is. But I have to say, the one I would have liked to would have been the Fukuoka hat that they had earlier on in the year with the hawk on it. But I didn't see Fukuoka play, although I just missed on that series. There was a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to third. Fielded by Suzuki. He fires across the diamond to first. That is going to retire Masaki on a ground out 5-3. And that is going to do it here in the first inning. But there's been damage done as the Hawks have jumped out to an early lead. 2 runs in the inning on the benefit of 2 hits. There was no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We are through a half inning. Your score is the Hawks 2 and the Eagles no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit with all the action. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred with Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the order. It'll be Yuya Ogo, Hirota Kobakata, and Ryosuke Tatsumi, the 1, 2, and 3 hitters to come to bat here to face the starter Shuta Ishikawa. I was talking a little bit earlier. I was able to get to 5 games. There's only 2 teams I still haven't seen play in the NPB, and that would be the 2 teams that we're watching here tonight, the Eagles and the Hawks. Hawks were actually both years in Chiba to play the Marines when I was there, and they were there again this time as well. And the problem was the weather. I ended up going to Saitama on the Friday night to see the Lions and the Fighters. I missed out on a game between Kohei Arihara and Hiroki Suzaki. And I'm kicking myself for that. That is for certain. So the first pitch delivered to Ogo was a breaking ball that missed outside. The count was 1-0, and he follows it up with a fastball to Ishikawa, and the count goes even at 1-1. So Ogo hitting .260, 6 homers and 42 runs driven in. He swings at a fastball and he loops that one into center field. It gets down for a base hit. So Ogo aboard with a leadoff single, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Hirota Kobakata. So I'm curious to see how the Eagles are going to play this one out here, down by a couple of runs. If they are going to nickel and dime it here with Kobakata, as they can normally do, and see if it'll allow Tatsumi and Asamura to come to the plate to try to bang home Ogo to get that run back. So Ogo, the runner at first, gets himself his leadoff, and now here comes the first offering from the pitcher Ishikawa, but instead he throws over to first, and diving back in time is the base runner Ogo. You see them do that quite a bit with the runner at first. They'll want to see if they are bunting, and they'll throw over to first base to see if the hands of the hitter end up getting separated. There they throw over again, and Ogo gets back. I'm curious, though, if they're going to challenge this duo of Ishikawa and Kai, as Ogo does like to run. 27 stolen bases, as does Kobakata. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses upstairs for a ball, and the count is 1-0 to Kobakata. So 1 ball and no strikes. Our friend Mick was asking us earlier what we were shopping for, if we were shopping for anything. As I said, when we were in at the game with the Swallows, there's a fastball that misses down and in. A nice stop there by the catcher, Takuya Kai, and the count now is 2-0. Picked up a Swallows towel, mainly because, as I said, when you're sitting in the stands in the games that are in the outdoor stadiums or in the open-air dome in Saitama, it is hot. And you're literally sweating bullets while you're there. So that was one thing we wanted to pick up, and we did. There was a fastball taken for a called strike. There goes the runner down to second, and the throw is not going to be in time. That's going to be a stolen base for Ogo, number 28 on the campaign. He's got himself a stolen base. I didn't see if that was the strike or not. Let's see what that was, if we can pick it up. But he was able to steal the base easily, as the throw was just not in time. Last pitch was a strike to Kobakata. It's now 2-1. They're talking about other merch where we actually bought a rain jacket of all things in Chiba. It was raining so hard after the game. As that fastball misses upstairs, the count goes to 3-1. They were selling rain jackets for 700 yen, which would be the equivalent of probably about $450 US. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Kobakata as the right-hander kicks and fires. Fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep right field. This ball could be trouble, and this ball is going to get down, and it's off the wall. Rounding third and heading home is Ogo. Kobakata is going to cruise into second base with a double, and just like that, the Eagles have responded with a run of their own as they've cut the lead in half to 2-1. So an RBI double off the bat of Kobakata. And a 2-1 ball game we have here. What a cracker of an affair to start this one. Both teams have come out swinging the bats. He did miss a home run by much. That ball was driven, bounced on the warning track about maybe 4 or 5 feet from the wall. Kobakata with a clutch knock, his 18th run batted in of the year. It brings Ryosuke Tatsumi to the plate. He's hitting .294. 6 homers and 53 runs batted in as he bats from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Ishikawa. First pitch is a fastball that misses up and away for a ball, and the count's 1-0. Defensively tonight for the Hawks, from left to right field, Kondo in left, Shudo in center, Masaki is in right. The 1-0 pitch is ready to come here to Tatsumi. Ishikawa delivers. A fastball comes inside, but the home plate umpire says he went. As he goes up with the right hand, it's going to even the count at 1-1. Around the horn from first to third, it is Yamakawa at first. The second baseman is Makihara. Himamiya is at short with Kurihara at third, and the battery is Ishikawa and Kai for now. As that fastball is swung on and lifted foul down the left field line, and the count goes to 1-2. Runner at second is Kobakata. There is nobody out. Tatsumi at the plate. 1 run on the board here for the Eagles as the scoreline is now 2-1. For those of you who jump into the stream, we always update the ticker at the end of the half innings. So here comes the 1-2 offering as Ishikawa delivers fastball taken on the inside corner for a called third strike. Oh, Tatsumi, he stood there like the house by the side of the road and he watched it go by for out number 1. That is 1 in the books. That is going to bring up the designated hitter, Hideto Asamura. And as Asamura strides to the plate, he's hitting .247 on the year, 13 homers and 49 runs batted in. Kind of gets his lead over there at second base. And the right-handed hitting Asamura waits, and he swings at a first pitch fastball. The count is quickly 0-1. That last pitch fired in at 93 miles an hour on our radar gun, or at least the one provided by the Pacific League. So no balls and 1 strike. Ishikawa holds to the set. He checks the runner at second, now delivers. Fastball swung on line, right back to the pitcher. He throws to second to the second baseman, Mamori, covering, and they're going to double off Kobakata. And what a way to end the inning. Asamura hit the ball on the screws, but that is going to go into the books as a 1-4 double play, as that will retire Kobakata for the third out of the inning. Well, a bit unfortunate there for the Eagles. 1 run in the inning on the benefit of 2 hits. There was no errors, and there was nobody left aboard. Now through 1 complete, it is the Hawks 2, the Eagles 1. Second inning is just around the corner, and we'll be back with it for you right after this. We got a score line of 2-1 for the Hawks as we move to the second inning. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with inning number 2 right around the corner. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top half of the second inning. It is a 2-1 ball game here for the Hawks. Lots of scoring early on here, as it is going to be the bottom third of the batting order to come to bat for Fukuoka. It'll be Takuya Kai, Soichiro Ishizuka, and Taisi Makihara to face the left-hander Tatsuki Koja, who has just completed his warm-up tosses. As we mentioned before, it'll be all week long. We are going to be doing the games, so hopefully you guys can pop in and come and listen. We'd love to have you in for all of the events, except that we're only question will be is the Saturday Japan game, which would be Friday in North America. That one is a 50-50 shot. Well, Takuya Kai digs in. He's batting .258, 5 homers and 38 runs batted in, having almost a career year at the plate. And he takes a breaking ball for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. Kai has usually been his normal defensive self behind the plate, but he is giving added production to the Hawks with the way he has swung the bat this year. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count goes even to 1-1. Lefty Koja rocking into the windup, and he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that is check swing foul to the first base side of home plate. Count now goes to 1-2. Takuya Kai, one of those rare players, as he was a development player pick, 6th pick overall in the 2010 draft. He has enjoyed himself a very nice career to this point. He'll be 32 after the season, as the 1-2 pitch is on the way. Fastball misses upstairs. It's now 2-2. As we were saying, he's a career lifetime 223 hitter, so he's hitting 35 points above his weight, which is pretty good. He's also had a little bit of pop, not as much as in recent years. He does enjoy those 5 homers. Fastball misses up. It's now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to the Fukuoka catcher. Key to success here for Koja is going to be to get ahead in the count, throw strikes, and keep the walks down as the 3-2 is on the way. Fastball swung on. This is popped up on the infield. Coming in underneath it is the catcher. Oh, that's a real difficult play. I'm not sure where the first baseman Watanabe was on that one there, but the catcher, Yasuda, had to come about halfway down, almost to the 45-foot stripe, in fair territory to make the catch. And with the way that the ball spins, it's spinning back toward the infield. It made it difficult for the catcher to have to receive that one. But he was able to make the play, and that retires Kai for the first out of the inning. Brings up Soichiro Ishizuka. And the first pitch to Ishizuka is a fastball down at the back foot, and the count is 1-0. Koja now picking up the pace, working quicker, as he delivers a fastball that comes inside, and it is hit Soichiro Ishizuka. And he is going to get himself a free base because of that. We were talking just a moment ago about the need to be able to get ahead in the count and throw strikes, and he failed to do it on both accounts there, as he was behind 1-0 in the count, and he came inside and plunked the hitter by pitches just as similar to that of a walk. So anything that they can get for free, they're going to take, would be that of the Fukuoka Ball Club. Well, that's going to bring the second baseman Taisi Makihara to the plate. As Makihara strides in, our friend Jeremy Orr in the house tonight. We welcome you into the stream. Appreciate you for popping in. As the lefty Koja ready to deliver, it's a breaking ball that comes in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Yeah, midweek baseball, Jeremy. We're going to be here for a pile of games, so hopefully you guys can join us as well. Same 2 teams tomorrow night. And it'll be for the Thursday game in Japan. We're going to do the Carp and the Giants. So some Central League action. There is a breaking ball waved at and missed. Count now goes to 0-2 to Makihara. And then back on the weekend, I forget who we picked. I think it's going to be the Oryx and Fukuoka series. The Buffaloes are almost dead. You can almost throw dirt on top of them, but we are going to call that series at least for a couple of games, and then we get into the Monday action, and we'll see what we're going to switch to then. There's a breaking ball waved at and missed, and that was a pretty feeble at bat there by Taisi Makihara as he goes down on strikes for the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up the top of the order in Yukio Shudo. So for Shudo, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out to begin the ball game. That was before all the fireworks started to take place. So Shudo steps in, the speedster at the plate. That'll be a tough man to be able to get out if the ball is hit on the ground. And here comes the pitch. Breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1. Kenta Imamiya will follow should Shudo be able to keep the inning alive as he hits from the left side here, waggling the bat. Waiting on the offering here from Koja. As Koja holds to the set position, here comes the 0-1. Checks the runner at first. And now delivers. And there is a breaking ball waved at and missed. A nice stop there by the catcher Yasuda. He's had to make a couple of nice plays here tonight. He's been doing a very good job of having to receive the lefty. Actually, I thought it was a breaking ball, but that was a split finger from the lefty that bounced up to the plate, just the way that the ball had rotated. But we get another look at that. It was actually a splitty from the lefty. When you think of Japanese players, non-Japanese players in the major leagues, I can't name you any left-handed pitchers, either North American or Latin, that throw a split finger pitch from the left side. That'd be pretty devastating if you could get a guy who does it. There's another split finger pitch, swung on and missed. Good block by the catcher. Yasuda gets it up, throws to first, and it's going to go in the books as a strikeout, 2-3 on the putout for the third out of the inning, and that will do it here for the Hawks in inning number 2. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, but they do strand a runner as we are now moving to the bottom of inning number 2. Your score is the Hawks 2 and the Eagles 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit with all the action. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us here on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. The starter Ishikawa has completed his warm-up tosses, and he's ready to face the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the Eagles' batting order. It'll be Suzuki, Watanabe, and Yasuda to come to bat, as this will be the bottom of inning number 2. The veteran, 35-year-old veteran of the Eagles, Suzuki, having himself a renaissance year, drinking from the fountain of youth, hitting .268, 4 homers, and 38 runs batted in. He's been a regular staple in the lineup. Suzuki this season, first pitch fastball swung on and fouled away just to the right of the first base coach, and the count is quickly 0-1. Our friend Jeremy Orr asked the question, how is everybody tonight? Not a lot of people in the stream tonight because we don't normally do midweek games, so maybe that will start attracting some people in the midweek this week and next week and to the end of the month, as we will have you covered as that breaking ball misses inside and the count is 1-1. We'll do the same 2 teams again tomorrow night, so hopefully you can join us for that one. As that breaking ball misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Suzuki. Right-hander delivers again. There's a fastball swung on, and it is hit foul behind home plate. The count goes to 2-2, and as we said, we're going to play around with some Central League action Thursday Japan time, so hopefully you guys can join us for some of that as well. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander Ishikawa ready to go again, but Suzuki had sort of stepped back to ask to be reset. Here's the 2-2. There's a breaking ball that misses way outside. The count now goes to 3-2. Ishikawa's had himself a decent season. He hasn't had a ton of starts, only 44 in the 3rd inning so far for the right-hander. But he has kept his walk rate down. There's a fastball swung on. It has popped up over in foul territory on the first base side. And much like his counterpart, Takuya Kai, struggling with it, but he's able to make the catch. And that is going to retire Suzuki for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. And that is going to bring up the first baseman, Yoshiaki Watanabe. Just finishing off a little bit there about Ishikawa. Ishikawa, the plus side of the ledger in the win-loss category, but what's interesting about him as opposed to his counterpart Koja is the walk rate. He's only walked 7 batters in his 44 and a third innings worked. So Ishikawa is generally around the zone. There's a breaking ball that misses though, and the count is 1-0 to Watanabe. Watanabe hitting 270, no homers and 6 RBIs. He gets the start at first base tonight. And the pitch is a fastball that misses down and in, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Yoshiaki Watanabe. Talking a little bit earlier about our journey to Japan, and we'll talk a little bit more throughout the night as that fastball is taken through for a called strike, and the count is 2-1. Had the opportunity to get to 5 games in a very short window of time as the pitch is a breaking ball swung on. It's chopped over the head of the pitcher, fielded by Imamiya, moving to his left. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Watanabe on a ground out 5-3. He's gone for the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up the catcher, Yuma Yasuda. As we said, we got to a couple of Central League games, 3 Pacific League games. And the weather was obviously a bit of a concern. I wasn't sure that I was going to get some of the games in. One of the games that I did get to, or I kind of regret not getting to, was the Roki Suzaki Kohei Arihara game. But the weather was dicey and questionable, and the pitch is a fastball that's taken for a called strike. The night I did get the Chiba, it was an interesting affair, as there's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is 1-1. Certainly the game at Chiba, Jeremy Orr asked the question, what was the best game we went to this time? And I'll share that with you in a second. I can tell you the game at Chiba was not the best. Breaking ball taken for a called strike. It's now 1-2, but the game at Chiba after the 7th inning, the 8th and 9th inning was played in torrential rain. 1-2 on the way. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. And then leaving the stadium, basically a lot of the fans stuck around in the stadium, didn't leave for about a half hour because there was a break in the storm, because it was about a 20-minute walk to the train station. Fastball swung on and lifted foul down the left field line, and the count is 1-2. And on top of it, they were selling raincoats, were the Marines. It was basically 700 yen, which is, I don't know, about $450 US for these raincoats. And I was like, well, might as well take one. And so I came away with a Chiba raincoat. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into right center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Shudo cuts it off. Digging for 2 is Yasuda. The throw is in time but offline, and the umpire has signaled safe. And that's going to be a hustle double for the catcher, Yuma Yasuda, as he came flying out of the box. We're looking to see if the manager for the Hawks is going to challenge it, but it doesn't look like it is. So a double here with 2 outs for Yasuda. And that is going to bring up the left fielder, Yukiya Ito. But as far as the best game that I went to, had to be the game between the Lions and the Fighters. It was that game was that the Friday night game? No, that was the Saturday night game, or I believe the Saturday night game. And what was great about it was Tatsuya Imai up against Drew Verhagen. And Verhagen had pitched 7 solid innings and left with a 1-0 lead. As the first pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. And Verhagen left the game, and Imai was in the game, and it became a battle of the bullpen. And with 2 out and a runner on in the bottom half of the 8th inning, there was a little bit of chess going on as the managers were using their pinch hitters and so on and so forth. And the Lions had brought in the pinch hitter. I think it was Kakanaka or Kiyami. I forget exactly who it was. I have to go back and look it up, as that pitch was swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 1-1. Anyways, ended up depositing on the first pitch he saw from the left-handed reliever. The left-handed batter put it into the seats for a 2-run shot, and the Lions ended up going on to win that game, as there's a splitty that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. So that probably would have been the most entertaining game of the ones that I had saw. The games between the Giants and the Swallows, those games there were so-so at times. The Giants really, the scores were close, but the Giants were in full command of both of those games. There was a fastball swung on, grounded softly over to the right side, fielded by Taisi Makihara. He throws to first. Ito is retired on a ground out 4-3. And that is going to do it for the 3rd out of the inning. No runs in the inning. There was the hit, the double off of the bat of Yasuda. There was no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 2 complete. Your score is The Hawks 2 and the Eagles 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the top of the third in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back in just a bit. We got ourselves a 2-1 scoreline for the Hawks over the Eagles. We are moving to the top of the third. We'll be back in just a few with all the action after this. Welcome back, everybody. The starter Koja is just completing his warm-up tosses, and we're ready to resume the action in just a couple moments. He is at 35 pitches through the first 2 innings of work. We said at the top of the stream, his deal tonight will be is to get ahead in counts and to limit his walks or his free passes. He has already walked 1 tonight and hit a batter, so that's not the start that he is looking for there. But 35 pitches is almost economical, a little ahead of the usual work rate. But he's going to be facing the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the batting order. This is the part of the order that did the damage in inning number 1. Imamiya, Kurihara, and Yamakawa to get things going here in inning number 3. Imamiya tonight, he walked with 1 out and came around on the RBI double off the bat of Ryoya Kurihara in the first. The first pitch from Koja on the way is a breaking ball, catching the outside corner for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. Koja ready to go again. He works quick when there's nobody on. They've set Imamiya up on the inside, and it's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 0-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. So those would have been the most entertaining ones. The unfortunate part was there was a typhoon that had hit Japan when I was there. There is a breaking ball that just misses up, and the count goes to 1-2. Didn't hit Japan, or didn't hit Tokyo. It hit the area more to the southwest. So we were not really in the direct line of the storm. We got remnants of it, but nothing really major even there from our end. Just a couple of days of a little bit extra rain and rainfall, but the brunt of the storm was certainly to the west. There was a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 1-2. And so for, North Americans, typhoon, and, if you're living in the South, if you're living in Florida or Texas or, in Louisiana, Mississippi, those areas there, they are accustomed to the hurricanes, even as far as the Northeast as well. They get up into New York and into Massachusetts. As the 1-2 is on the way, pitch is a fastball swung on and lifted foul down the right field line, and the count remains at 1-2. So for some of those folks, the evacuation process is a way of life. But the storm that hit wasn't necessarily a Category 5. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes to 2-2. But some of our friends who are in Japan, obviously there's flooding in areas that has to be of concern, and that was definitely a concern for some of the folks in different areas as well. There's a fastball swung on. This is line foul down the right field line, and the count remains at 2-2 to Imamiya. It's turning into a bit of a battle here as the right-handed hitting shortstop is going to see his 8th pitch of the at-bat here. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as the lefty rocks himself into the windup, and he kicks and delivers. There's a slow breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Jeremy was saying in Japan. Yeah, that probably would have been the that was the Typhoon. Yes, definitely when we were there. There was a fastball that misses down and in. And there you go. There's a leadoff walk here to Imamiya, and circle that. As we said before, that is the problem here for Koja, is being able to keep the walks down. 2 walks and a hit batter here in the first 3 innings. That is going to bring the catcher Yasuda out to the mound to have a couple of words with his left-hander. And that'll bring Ryoya Kurihara to the plate. Kurihara tonight hit that sinking line drive to left field that got past the diving Ito all the way to the wall that brought home the runner Imamiya from first. He's 1 for 1 tonight. He's got the double and the RBI. So the left-handed hitting third baseman of the Hawks waits here on the first pitch from Koja. As he holds set, now delivers. Fastball that he sort of checks his swing on. And that is going to be a strike. I don't know if he would have checked his swing if the pitch would have been a ball or a strike. It was a pretty close pitch down there at the knees. And so no balls and 1 strike to Kurihara. Kurihara enjoying himself a nice season this year, but when you've got the likes of Otapka, Yamakawa hitting behind you, you get to see a few more fastballs in your at-bats. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball misses down, and the count now goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Curious to see how this game will play out. As we said, the Eagles are in need of wins. Hawks are clearly in first place and are just sort of waiting for the playoffs to happen. They haven't officially clinched it yet, as the pitch is a slow breaking ball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and a strike. Hawks have a record of 75, 45, and 3. They have won 16 more ball games than Tohoku, who sit at an even 500, 59, 59, and 3. Here's the 2-1 pitch as Koja holds set. There is a fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes even to 2-2. I will say this tonight, Koja has shown to be tough on the left-handed hitters. He has 3 strikeouts to his name in this one, and they've come against Shudo and Makihara. And that pitch there was a very difficult pitch for Kurihara to catch up to. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. As the lefty holds set, here comes the pitch. As it's on its way, it's a fastball swung on and missed, and another strikeout to the lefty. As Kurihara goes into the books, he's gone for out number 1. That's going to bring up the big fella Hataka Yamakawa. We're keeping our eye on the games around the NPB tonight. As we said, a full slate of action going on all across the NPB. There is now some scoring in other places. 1-0. The Buffaloes have the lead over the Marines at the Kyocera Dome. That's in the bottom of the 3rd. That'll be a fist pump for the Eagles as well. Buffaloes are chasing the Marines, game that they want to try to win. You can make up ground when you're playing teams that you're chasing, especially if you can knock them off. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep center field. Moving back to the edge of the warning track and making the catch with room is Tatsumi. Makawa just missed it. He just got a little underneath it. He's gone for the 2nd out of the inning. I'll leave it up to the left fielder, Kensuke Kondo. No score between the Lions and the Fighters at Escon Field. Still 1-0 Giants and the Carp. That's now in the top of the 4th. Tigers have a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 3rd against the Bay Stars, and 0-0 at the Vantolin Dome between the Dragons and the Swallows. Kensuke Kondo stepping to the plate. He's 1 for 1 tonight. He singled in the 1st inning and drove in a run. It was his 69th run batted in. He's pulled his average to .313 on the year, with those 19 homers and 69 runs batted in. As the lefty Koja kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Kondo leading the league in hitting in the Pacific. He is number 1 of all the qualified hitters enough stats to give them their lead. And so here comes the 0-1 pitch as the lefty holds set. And on top of that, he's the only qualified hitter batting over 300. Breaking ball waved at and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. Statistically, not a lot of players hitting north of the 300 mark. And that also includes in the other league as well, in the Central League. Central League, when I was in Japan, the Central League, it was Domingo Santana who was leading the way. I have to do a little check on that. See if it is still Domingo Santana of the Swallows leading the Central League in hitting. That's exactly who it is. He leads all the NPB as he's at 317. Fastball misses upstairs, and the count goes to 1-2 on Kondo. Right now, if the playoffs were to start today, it would be the Hawks getting the bye in the Pacific League. The Fighters would be hosting the Marines. Now, the Eagles are 2.5 games behind the Marines, and they've got themselves 4 games in hand. They have played the least amount of games in the Pacific League. Here comes the 1-2 pitch as Koja holds set. Checks the runner at first, now delivers. Fastball just misses off the outside corner. He came running off the mound like it was strike 3, but the home plate umpire wasn't buying what he was selling. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kondo. In the Central League, it's the Giants who right now are in first place. It's yo-yoed a bit, but the Carp have 3 games in hand. They are behind the Giants. Of course, playing tonight, could trade punches here. That could change a few times over. The Tigers, defending Japan Series champions, are in third. Have that final playoff spot. There's a fastball that misses down. It is in the dirt. A late break there by the runner Imamiya, and he is going to be gunned down at second base, as that is going to do it, as he is going to be caught stealing 2-6. That's going to end the inning, as he is gone for out number 3. Well, we had no runs in the inning. There were no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. An unconventional 1-2-3. We're moving to the bottom half of the third inning. It is still the Hawks 2 and the Eagles 1. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple of moments after this. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Our friend Jeremy holding it down with us. Our friend Mick popping in and out all over the place. We'll be right back in just a few. We got ourselves a 2-1 scoreline as we move to the bottom half of inning number 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit after this from our friend Steve Rademacher.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name. And I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters to come to bat for the Eagles in inning number 3, and that means it's the shortstop, Tsuyoshi Yamazaki, then the top of the order, Yuya Ogo, and then Hiroto Kobakata. So there is some speed. Yamazaki, this is only the second game of the season that he's played at the NPB level. He's got no average and nothing on the slash line. And the first pitch he takes is a fastball for a called strike. Count is quickly 0-1. Yamazaki, the left-handed stick, takes a fastball down and away, and the count goes even to 1-1. We have caught the Eagles this year. It has been Murray Biashi really holding it down at the shortstop position. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 1-2. But no Murray Biashi sighting here in this one tonight. Looking at the active roster, I haven't looked at the game sheet for tonight to see exactly what the bench options could be for the Golden Eagles. There's a fastball swung on. It is line foul down the left field line. Count remains at 1-2. Some of the players that are available off of the bench for the Eagles tonight, we'll get to that in a minute, as the fastball swung on, grounded over to Kurihara at third. Fields it, throws to first. That's going to retire Yamazaki at a ground out 5-3. He's gone for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up the right fielder, Yuya Ogo. So looking at the bench options, Oda and Ishihara, bench options for the Eagles, which are behind the plate. They also have Abby in the infield as an option, and Mikhail Franco is also an option. They do list Murray Biashi, as well as Yamada. As the pitch on the way is a breaking ball taken for a called strike to Ogo, and the count is 0-1. Ogo tonight is 1 for 1. He singled and scored a run. He also stole a base back in inning number 1. As the pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2. So Ogo has now passed his teammate Kobakata in the stolen base race, but both of them find themselves behind Yukio Shudo. Shudo in the lead with 37. 28 now for Ogo as that breaking ball misses up and away, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. As the right-hander kicks and fires, it's a fastball swung on and lifted foul over on the third base side, and the count remains at 1-2. Our friend Jeremy asked the question, what was the best game we saw in Japan? Actually, we'd answer that question, but we could go through it again with you. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and the count now is strike 3 to Ogo, and he has gone for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up the second baseman, Hirota Kobakata. Now, the best game that we went to was the game between the Lions and the Fighters, with the game that was pitched between Verhagen of the Fighters and Imai of the Lions. It was a 1-0 lead late in the ball game for the Fighters. Both of the starters had left as that first pitch was taken for a called strike. Here comes the 0-1. Breaking ball misses outside, counts 1-1. It was bottom of the 8th inning when they were playing a little bit of pitch and hitting chess. It was a 2-run homer off the bat of the Lion pinch hitter that just got over the wall, that ended up lifting the Lions to a 2-1 victory as that pitch was fouled away by Kobakata. So that was a really good game. The game in Chiba was not a good game. It was a nice game to watch and a nice venue to watch it in. Fastball swung on and fouled away. In fact, I would say that venue in Chiba arguably is maybe one of my favorite venues to watch the game. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball swung on. This ball is going to be slapped into left field through the 6 hole, and Kobakata is aboard with a 2-out single. And that's going to bring up Ryosuke Tatsumi to the plate. Well, I got to tell you this. The Eagles do like to run, and I would say keep your eye right now on Kobakata. I think everybody in the stadium's got to know that he's going to be off to the races here. The top 3 hitters in the batting order for the Eagles, 28 stolen bases for Ogo, 27 for Kobakata, and 15 for Tatsumi. As we said, they like to get the action going on the base paths. So keep your eyes here. Let's see what happens if they're going to challenge Takuya Kai. And the first pitch on the way to Tatsumi is a breaking ball that is swung at and tapped foul behind home plate, and the count is 0-1. That was a pitch to run on. That would have been the one right there. So no balls and 1 strike. Right-hander holds himself set. Now they fire over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner, Kobakata. Hawks have a 2-1 lead. All the runs for both teams came in the first inning. Keeping our eye on Kobakata here. Here comes the 0-1 pitch on the way. Fastball taken for a called strike. Got to say, Ishikawa tonight has got a lot of backdoor movement on his fastball. That pitch there looked like it was coming up and in, and it danced right across the plate. So no balls and 2 strikes it is to Tatsumi. As he waits here on the offering from Ishikawa. And instead, they fire over to first base, and again, diving back in time is Kobakata. You'd think that a team 2.5 games out of a playoff spot would be, with a full crowd in attendance. There's a lot of empty seats in Tohoku tonight. Other thing that I was talking about too is just how economically cheap it is right now to go to Japan. Just the cost for the North American audience or European audience, if you're going to go to Japan, this is the time to do it. As again, they throw over to first base, and again, diving back safely is Kobakata. The dollar, American dollar, the Canadian dollar, the euro, it just takes you a long way. So here comes the 0-2 pitch on its way. Fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Reminder again, same 2 teams tomorrow night. Then we move on to the Giants and the Carp on the game on Thursday in Japan. And then the Friday game we'll do between Fukuoka and Oryx. Our Friday game is up in the air. There was a fastball that misses and away, and the count goes now to 1-2 on Tatsumi. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kobakata again establishing his lead at first. I don't know if it's more surprising to the Hawks or more surprising to me that they haven't put him in motion, because if they did, you'd have Tatsumi leading off next inning if he got thrown out. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. If he steals second, then he's in scoring position. You got a chance to be able to cash him in. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Tatsumi still as this battle continues. So it'll be the 6th pitch of the at-bat coming up here. So here comes the 1-2 offering. It's on the way. It is a breaking ball down. The runner goes, and Kobakata has stolen second base. That is the 2nd of the night here for the Eagles. And so that pitch was down in the dirt. It's now 2-2 to Tatsumi, and Kobakata is now in scoring position. It only took him 6 pitches to get him over there, but finally the Eagles' second baseman has got himself a stolen base. He can really motor. Now he regains the 2nd place tie with his teammate Ogo in the Pacific League, now each with 28 bags on the season. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander Ishikawa holds himself to the set, now delivers. Breaking ball waved at and missed, and Tatsumi in the books. He's gone for the 3rd out of the inning. So anticlimactic, the stolen base, and then the strikeout. No damage done here. We got a 3rd of the game in the books. There was no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. Your score is the Hawks 2, the Eagles 1. Stick around, everybody. Inning number 4, just around the corner. After this, appreciate you guys for jumping in on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. In turn, we like to support Steve Rademacher. Be sure after the game to go check him out. We'll be back in 30 with all the action after this. Appreciate you guys for being here with us tonight. Hang tight, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be coming to bat here for the Hawks in their half of the fourth inning. Kondo, Masaki, and Takuya Kai. They'll be ready to get things going here. Just taking a couple of quick peeks at a few things. So we are ready to watch this one underway. The first pitch is a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded over to second. Fielded by Kobakata. It takes him offline. The first baseman, Watanabe, tries to apply the tag to the runner going by, and it doesn't look like that they're going to make it. He's going to make the play. A relatively routine, easy play here for Kobakata ends up as an error to the second baseman. I don't know if they're going to challenge it or not, but it doesn't look like they are. We're going to get a look at that again on the replay. Routine ground ball. Kobakata had got it. He fielded it and really kind of, unfortunately for him, just kind of didn't quite make the play. We're looking at the replay, and yeah, the first baseman whiffed at it. A nice call by the umpire. So that's going to go in the books as E4. You don't see that very often from the usually sure-handed and smooth fielding second baseman Kobakata. It's going to bring up the right fielder Masaki. Masaki tonight is 0 for 1. He grounded to third his first time up. Yeah, they throw over to first base, and getting back easily is Kondo. Kondo can still run a bit. He's got 10 stolen bases on the season. He is behind Shuto in this lineup here tonight as the second most stolen bases. As the lefty Koja gets his sign from his catcher and works himself to the belt. And Koja ready to deliver again. He checks the runner, pitches and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1. Our friend, the Living Room Sports, we were talking to him last night, and we were telling him about there's a game that they have put out by Bushi Road over in Japan. It's called Dream Order. And Dream Order is a sort of a board game, dice game that you can play, and it's, I don't call it baseball cards, but you have starter decks. You can improve your players, so on and so forth. It's kind of a game that you would think that the Pokemon or the Magic cards, and they're trying to do something along that line for baseball and jumping on the popularity of that other stuff to combine it. So we'll see if that game ends up working or not, as that breaking ball misses outside and the count is 1-1. So if you're into board games, dice games, be sure to check that out. It's kind of a neat piece. I didn't pick anything up. I just looked at it. It was all in Japanese. So from my perspective, I kind of stepped aside on it. As the 1-1 pitch is ready to be delivered here as the lefty works himself set. And Koja checks the runner and now delivers. Fastball that misses up and in, and the count is now 2-1. The arm action here for Koja, which is interesting to watch. For those of you who will follow Major League Baseball, there was a pitcher who the Yankees traded to the Padres. His name was Drew Thorpe. He was the minor league pitcher of the year, I think, in the Yankee organization last year. And then the Padres flipped him as part of the Dylan Cease trade to the White Sox early in spring training. But the arm action for this lefty is similar to that of Drew Thorpe, the righty. He doesn't really have a large takeback. He just kind of pulls it back and lets it rip. There's a fastball swung on and is grounded foul just past the bag at third base. Count goes to 2-2. And I'm not convinced that this is long-term success for a starting pitcher. I'm not convinced that this arm action is going to be able to survive the rigors of 150 to 200 innings a year based on what we see out of him here. But he can run it up and he can throw the ball with some life to it, but I'm not convinced long term. I guess we're going to have to wait and see where Koja progresses to. So here comes the 2-2 pitch as the lefty holds set. Now delivers. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field, moving back onto the warning track and making the grab as the right fielder Ogo, and retreating back to first is going to be Kondo. Masaki sent the ball a long way, just not long enough, but he's going to go in the books for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up the catcher Takuya Kai. Well, for Kai, he is officially 0 for 1 tonight. He popped to the catcher his first time up. hitting .257 on the season. As we mentioned, he's got 5 homers and 38 runs batted in. He hits from the right side here against the left-handed throwing Koja. As he gets himself dug in, ready to face the offering from the lefty. As he checks the runner over at first, here's the pitch. Breaking ball that catches the outside corner for called strike. Count is 0-1. Curious, even in this particular spot here, if they would put the runner Kondo in motion, because Takuya Kai is a double play candidate. He is not the most fleet of foot. Slow-footed catcher, and we'll see what he has here. So no balls and 1 strike to Takuya Kai. Lefty work set. Checks the runner, now delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and tapped foul over on the third base side. Now Koja is way ahead at 0-2. "63 pitches already delivered here by the left-hander as we are in inning number 4. As the right-handed hitting Kai digs himself back in, ready to go again against the lefty Koja. He works himself to the belt. Now he brings it to the chest. Here comes the 0-2. And the pitch is on the way. It's a breaking ball that just misses up and away. Oh boy, that might have been the umpire protecting his catcher. Sometimes you get a freebie in the ball game here. Our friend Jeremy Orr asked the question, any new food that we tried? Well, to be honest with you, Jeremy, I don't know if there's anything particularly new. I tried different stuff the last few times I was there, and there was nothing really that popped out to me that I could say that, hey, I tried something completely off the wall and different. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on, grounded softly to the right side, gets past the first baseman. Nice play by Kobakata to get onto the outfield grass to field it and throw to first. Kai's going to be retired 4-3 for the second out of the inning. It is going to advance Kondo into scoring position at second, as Kai has gone for out number 2. And that is going to bring up the designated hitter, Soichiro Ishizuka. So just to answer that question from Jeremy, he had asked if we had tried any new food. Nothing, as I said, particularly that really popped for me on this particular journey. I mean, we've had some different things before in the past, but nothing that I really went out of the way to try to experience. As the lefty Koja holds set, Kondo with his lead at second. Fastball swung on and fouled straight back. Oh, Ishizuka was right on time with the pitch. Count is 0-1 to him. Ishizuka was hit by a pitch his first time up, but he was stranded on base to end the second inning. So no balls and 1 strike to the Fukuoka designated hitter. So the lefty Koja gets the sign from his catcher as he holds set, and now he's ready to deliver. As the pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball that misses up and the way, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. But I would say this, in terms of food, nothing, but there was some new drink that we had. There was a friend of our channel who used to live in Fukuoka. I forget Johnny's Johnny's handle. And he would come in and listen to the games. And one of the drinks that he said last year to try was something called Kalpis soda. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that misses down. A good stop there by the catcher Yasuda. It's now 2-1 to Ishizuka. And so I did. I was able to get it in Osaka last year. And then I found a little bit hard-pressed to get the Kalpis soda in Tokyo. But eventually I was finding it in the odd machines. It's a product that's produced by the Asahi, I believe, I want to say Asahi Brewery. It's one of their products, one of their beverages. Here comes the 2-1. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And now the count goes even at 2-2. So they have Kalpis water and they have Kalpis soda. And the difference is the water It's got that same flavoring, but there's no carbonation to it. And then they have the Calpis soda, which is the sparkling, almost like a pop style, and that's the one I prefer of the two. And so, anyways, I don't know how to describe it in terms of its taste. I want to say almost like a coconut flavor or like a creamy type flavor. But the soda is really, really good. But this time when I found flavors, they had peach flavor, which seemed to be seasonal, and the other was melon. There's a fastball that comes inside, and Koja has again hit Ishizuka. That's the second time he's been plugged tonight, and the second probably in the same spot. Very, very close to the same location he got hit his last time he was up. So he's going to be aboard. That's going to put runners at first and second, and it's going to bring the second baseman, Taisi Makihara, to the plate. So have a day, Ishizuka. You get inserted as the designated hitter, and you get drilled twice. So Ishizuka, the runner at first, runner at second, Kondo. 2 gone here in the 4th inning, and Makihara striding to the dish. So as I mentioned, those would have been the new drinks that I had tried. And then there were just some crackers and some different stuff that I picked up along the way that I thought was kind of neat. So I had a few different pieces there, nothing major. So the lefty, Koja, holds himself to the set position. He checks the runners, now delivers. Slow breaking ball that comes up and in on Makihara, who almost hits him. That's 1 ball and no strikes. So 1 ball and no strikes to the second baseman of the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. 2 gone here in the top of the 4th. Runners on first and second. Makihara waiting on the delivery here from Koja. As the lefty works himself to the set, checks the runners, now delivers. Fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count now goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. So probably the most enjoyable, and as Jeremy asked about foods and different stuff, and as I said, I didn't really, this particular time, it was kind of one of those easy vacations or easy getaways because I've been there before, similar area, know the lay of the land, really didn't go out of my way to have anything spectacularly new. Breaking ball swung on and is lifted into a shallow center field. Moving over underneath it is the center fielder Tatsumi, who makes the catch. And that is going to do it. Makihara is gone for out number 3. And so are the Hawks here in inning number 4. No runs in the inning. There were no hits. There was an error, and there were 2 runners left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Your score is Fukuoka 2 and Tohoku 1. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here tonight with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the bottom half of the 4th inning, and it's going to be the heart of the batting order to come to bat for the Golden Eagles. That means Asamura, Suzuki, and Watanabe. Our friend Jeremy Orr says, did you do the Hall of Fame video yet? And our friend Titus in the house tonight. Welcome, welcome, welcome. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into shallow right field. Moving over underneath it and battling the wind a bit is the right fielder Masaki, and he's going to make the catch. So with one pitch, there is one away here in the bottom of the fourth. That'll bring up the third baseman, Daichi Suzuki. So to answer the questions, our friend Jeremy asks if we have done the video yet for the Hall of Fame. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually do profiles. I videoed every single plaque that was in there, and I've got some stories. I'm working on them, and I'm going to do it in order. So the first one is about to be launched. It'll probably be ready in the next couple of days or so, and it'll just be a couple-minute video on the first person who was elected to the Hall of Fame. There's a fastball swung on, and it's lined right to the shortstop, Kenta Imamiya, who makes the catch, and Suzuki's gone for the second out of the inning. So 2 pitches and 2 away here in inning number 4. And if they do it like they do in North America, if it's a 3-pitch inning, the pitcher gets a steak dinner. We'll see what happens here as Yoshiaki Watanabe is coming to the plate. He is 0 for 1 tonight. So Watanabe 0 for 1. He grounded out to third his first time up. Batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Ishikawa. And there's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to short. Fielded it is Imamiya. He throws to first, and it's a 3-pitch inning. Oh, get the barbecue done up, as that is one quick inning. What is going on there? There's got to be some common sense. You want to make sure you're taking your time here in inning number 4, at least on the last one. And so that is going to be a ground out 6-3 for the third out of the inning. 3 pitches and 3 outs, just like that. Ishikawa makes his way back to the dugout. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. Moving to the top of the 5th inning. Your score is the Hawks 2 and the Golden Eagles 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. That was one quick hitting on our hands right there. We'll be right back.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
That's right, everybody. That is our friend Matt Hollis, another Hollis build. Be sure to check him out after the ball game, as he has got all kinds of interesting stuff on his channel. Our San Diego native, friend of the channel here at Last Rouse Baseball. Well, Koja, 73 pitches in his 4 innings of work. Boy, I don't even know if he had time to get a drink of water in between innings. It was that quick. And he is going to be entrusted to have to face the top of the order. It'll be Yukio Shudo, Kenta Imamiya, and Ryoya Kurihara. So Shudo tonight has not had any luck against the lefty. He is 0 for 2, and he has struck out both times. Koja ready to go. His average has dipped to 256 on the campaign. Couple homers, 21 RBIs. It's the 37 stolen bases that pop for us. Here comes the first pitch. And it is a fastball that just misses inside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. We were talking a little bit about the stats earlier along in the, not just in the Central League, but also or not just in the Pacific League, the Central League as well. We're talking about the batting averages being a little bit on the lower side. Offensively, it's been a struggle, and they're trying to break it up a bit. Shudo tries to bunt, and he bunts it foul down the third base line, and the count goes even to 1-1. The stolen base leader in the Central League, it's not even close. When you think about the stolen base leaders in the Pacific League, the leader, Koji Chikamoto, would be fifth. There's a fastball swung on and it's tap foul over on the first base side. Counts now 1-2 to Shudo. So as we talked about, it is Shudo number one. Ogo and Kobakata are tied for second. They've each picked up a stolen base here tonight. Then it is Matsumoto is in fourth place. There's a fastball swung on and tap foul. Go Matsumoto, that is. And the count remains at 1-2. And then it's Ryota Isobata, who has himself 16 stolen bases. So that's in the Pacific League. But you've got four guys tied with 11 in the Central for second place. So they are not running as wild as they are in the Pacific. Fastball swung on, grounded to the right side, fielded by Kobakata. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Shudo on a ground out 4-3. I have to say, the error that Kobakata made in the last inning, and even the throw here, he really doesn't do a great job of following his throw. He fields it, and he fields it flat-footed. And sometimes when players do that, they start to get lazy. They start to throw a little bit off the side, which is what it looked like Kobakata had done. And the next thing you know is it'll be Chuck Knobloch or Steve Sachs showing up with some yips. They start spiking balls and doing all kinds of crazy things. There's a fastball swung on and missed by Imamiya on the count, so 1-1. Imamiya tonight has not an official at bat. He has walked twice. He has also scored a run and was caught stealing. There is a breaking ball swung on. This is lifted into straightaway center field. Tatsumi backing up. And he makes the catch, and that is going to retire Imamiya for the second out of the inning. So you got to say both these starting pitchers have been, since the first inning, have really settled in. That is going to bring Kurihara to the plate, who is 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a double in 2 trips. He's driven in a run, and he is struck out. So the lefty Koja rocks into the delivery, and he kicks and fires. And it's a first pitch fastball that's waved at and missed. Count is quickly 0-1 to Kurihara. Kurihara hitting from the left side against the lefty Koja, who rocks into the delivery. Kicks, and he fires. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Lefty Koja ready to go again. He rocks into the windup and delivers. Pitches a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit in front of Ogo as he takes it off a hop. And that is going to be a 2-out single here for Kurihara. And that is going to bring up the first baseman, Hotaka Yamakawa. And that's one thing you don't want, is to put ducks on the pond for Yamakawa. Yamakawa just missed one his last time as he hit a ball to deep center field. He's also popped out the first. He's officially 0 for 2 tonight. But Kurihara continues his hot hitting and certainly being slotted into the third spot, usually occupied by Yuki Yanagita, who's been out for a substantial length of time. Has allowed Kurihara to really blossom this year as his average continues to rise. Here's the first pitch delivered to Yamakawa. It's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. Yamakawa looked like he wanted to double the run total with one swing of the bat. So the lefty Koja leans in and gets the sign as he's got himself a new ball. His catcher Yasuda setting up, looking for the pitch down in the dirt. He's calling for it low. Here comes the 0-1. Pitch is on the way, and that's not where he wants it. It's a breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-1. So the command and the feel here for the lefty is of concern, as is his pitch count. That's the 85th pitch delivered tonight by the lefty Koja. And one would have to think that it'll be a early night to the bullpen for the Golden Eagles. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Now he kicks and delivers. Another breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count goes to 2-1. As we said, tomorrow night, same two teams in action. We'll give you guys the call on that one. And then we'll be flipping over to the Central League for a rare one on Thursday. It'll be the Carp and the Giants. So hopefully you guys can tune in for that one. Tomorrow they have already announced the pitching matchups for tomorrow night. And it'll be Ozeki against Takanaka. And there is a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 2-2. Although, I have to tell you, Daiki Tajima and Dallas Keuchel would have been a nice matchup tomorrow night between the Marines and the Buffaloes. The Fighters will send Verhagen to the hill against Chihiro Samita, or Tomoichiro Samita, sorry, of the Lions. That will be the matchups across the Pacific League. So the lefty gets the sign here as he works himself set to the belt. And now here comes the 2-2 pitch. As he kicks and fires, fastball misses down and away. It's now 3-2. So the runner is going to be in motion here as the pitcher, Koja, will deliver. Keep our eye here. Sometimes the lefties will throw over to first base 3-2 to try to get that runner off to the races. So here comes the 3-2 pitch as the lefty Koja gets the sign from his catcher, Yasuda. He checks the runner at first. And now he kicks and delivers. There goes the runner. It's a breaking ball swung on, belted into deep left field. This ball could be trouble. Back on the warning track, leaping up, and it is gone. A home run by Hotake Yamakawa. That is exactly what the Golden Eagles did not want to do. Serve up a 2-run shot here with 2 out in the 5th inning. And Yamakawa has extended the lead of the Hawks to 4-1 as he rounds the bases. That is home run number 31 of the season. It has now given him 89 runs batted in. As crossing the plate is Kurihara just ahead of Yamakawa. And a Hawk lead now of 4-1. It was a hanging breaking ball that just sort of sat there, served it up, and make no doubt about it. The right-handed hitting Yamakawa able to deposit that into the seats. And how would he look in the middle of the Saitama Sebu Lion lineup? We can only imagine. Well, that is going to bring up the left fielder Kensuke Kondo, who is officially 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a single and an RBI, and he reached on an error by the second baseman Kobakata. And there's a breaking ball swung on and lifted into straightaway center field. But moving over underneath it is Tatsumi. He's there to make the catch, and that is going to do it, as that is going to end the inning here in inning number 5. But damage done here by the Hawks as they got 2 runs in the inning on the 2-run shot by Yamakawa. 2 hits, no errors, no runners left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 5th. Your score is the Hawks 4 and the Eagles 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call of inning number 5 when we return.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city, San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
We'll be back in 30 seconds after this musical timeout. It is the bottom of the 5th, just around the corner. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters to come to bat here for the Golden Eagles. That means Yuma Yasuda, that's Yukiya Ito, and Tsuyoshi Yamazaki to face the right-hander Ishikawa. And there's a fastball swung on and lifted into right field for a base hit. And Yuma Yasuda's got his second knock of the evening as he has a base hit single in the right field for a leadoff hit here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Yasuda, I was just about to say, he had that hustle double his last at bat, but I haven't seen a lot of Yasuda this year, but boy, oh boy, is he pretty stocky. You get a lot of guys and you look at them and you see that they got a certain build. I have to say that Yasuda looks pretty jacked. He's got some strong shoulders, some strong forearms, and some good solid biceps that you don't necessarily always see from some of the Japanese players, but he has got the full package. And the first pitch on the way here to Ito is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Ito tonight 0 for 1. He has grounded to second his only trip to the plate. So interesting to see how this is kind of shaped up. We look at the Tohoku Ball Club. They are managed by Toshiaki Imai in his first year in the NPB, as that pitch is missing down and away, and the count is 1-1. As he is the rookie manager, and you can see the changes that he has made. He's gone away from certain players, and some players are currently not in the lineup, and that sometimes is not necessarily the worst thing, is that some of the managers become loyal to some of the players. Hiroki Shimauchi has had a struggled year this year, but he was a big favorite of the previous regime. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-2 to Ito. Igoro Moji hardly can get a sniff in place. He was up and down. We used to see a lot of him. Takara Okajima is down on the farm right now, or he's out injured, and he'll be making his way back at some point. But just certain players who are in and out of favor, not necessarily always in the favor of the coaching staff. Fastball swung on, and this is lifted foul down the right field line, and the count remains at 1-2 to Ito. Bottom of the fifth inning here. This is, for some people, the moving inning. This is where the over-unders are won and lost, and where the first 5 frames, if you have picked the Hawks, then right now you're whistling Dixie all the way to the bank. As a lot of people will do that. Just as a reminder, too, at the end of this half inning, there will be what we call the Japanese halftime. There's a breaking ball taken for a called third strike. Ito didn't like that call, and I got to tell you, that pitch looked like it was up in the zone, but he's making the long walk back to the dugout as the home plate umpire said so, and a nice receiving job by Takuya Kai to put Ito in the books for out number 1. That'll bring up the shortstop, Tsuyoshi Yamazaki. Well, for Yamazaki tonight, he is 0 for 1. We mentioned earlier, this is only the second game of the season that he has played. He was 0 for 3 in his debut, and tonight 0 for 1. So 0 for 4 on the season. Nothing on his slash line yet. He gets the start tonight. The first pitch he swings at is lifted foul down the left field line, but it's going to slice into the seats. And the count is quickly 0-1 to Tsuyoshi Yamazaki. So no balls and 1 strike it is. We also want to thank people who do listen on delay, especially on these games here. A lot of people will come back in and listen to the games that we will produce late night the next day, as that fastball is swung on and fouled away straight back, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Yamazaki. We do the late night games, and not everybody in North America is going to be up in the wee hours of the morning. So for those of you who do come back and listen, we appreciate your support as well. So no balls and 2 strikes to the left-handed hitting shortstop. Runner at first, Yasuda, 1 gone here in the 5th. As the right-hander works himself to the belt. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball missing up and away, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Our friend Jeremy said he asked because he didn't want to miss it. It's all good there, Jeremy. We're glad that you were in the stream tonight and that you could be here with us. Fastball lifted down the left field line, and the count is still 1-2 to Yamazaki. I can't say that this particular journey that really experienced anything new or out of the ordinary. Kind of looking next year, I'll probably stop in Japan either on the way further west. I'd like to do Korea next year. And if I do Korea, I'd like to try to do some of the KBO as well. But there's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into straightaway center field, moving over underneath it. And making the catch is Shudo, and that is going to retire Yamazaki for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone here, and it'll bring up the top of the order in Yuya Ogo. So we're talking pretty much possibility of doing Korea next year, which I'd like to do. And already doing some preliminary look-ins, and it just looks like that Korea may be experiencing a little bit more inflation than what Japan is. It seems to be their pricing is just a little bit further, costs are a little bit further north than maybe that what I would have expected. So here comes the first pitch. It is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Yuya Ogo. Ogo tonight is 1 for 2. He's got a single and 2 trips. He's stolen a base, scored a run, and struck out. So the right-hander Ishikawa ready to go again. Fastball swung on, grounded up the middle, fielded by Imamiya, who flips it to Makihara covering the bag. It's going to be a fielder's choice. That will erase Yasuda at second base, 6-4. And that is going to do it here for inning number 5. Well, for those of us, you who are new to our channel, we like to call this the Japanese halftime. We had no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We're now moving to the top of the 6th, but we're going to take an extended break so we can refresh our drink, get ourselves a little bit of iced tea. And we'll be back in just a bit with all the action right after this. We'll put the music on loop, let you guys enjoy it. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top half of the sixth inning. We still have a break in the action here. We'll be back in just a few after these musical timeouts. Well, it looks like that the Eagles are going to ride their lefty a little bit further. 90 pitches for the starter Koja through the first five. Just trying to stretch him out into the sixth. He's going to be facing Masaki, Kai, and Ishizuka to come to bat here to face him. We said at the top, the key here will be cutting down on the walks and certainly getting ahead in the count. And the piece that we have had here tonight, he has walked 2 batters in his 5 innings of work. He's also hit 2 batters, so that is a bit of a challenge. And so 4 batters have reached base either through the hit by pitch or base on balls. And those, in our eyes, are free passes to some degree. And so for that being said, 1 run, 5 hits, and an error for the Eagles, 4-4-0 for the Hawks. He has been able to keep the offense in check, but it has been 2 hits from Kurihara, the big blow from Yamakawa with the 2-run homer, and an RBI single from Kondo that have supplied the damage, as that is where the Hawks are leading here 4-1. Well, here we go. Ready to resume the action as Koja has completed his warm-up tosses. It'll be Masaki stepping to the plate. He's 0 for 2 here tonight. Ground out and a fly out in his 2 trips. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses way upstairs, and the count is quickly 1-0. Masaki hit that ball to right field his last time up, as he was retired for the first out of the 4th. Pitch on the way. Fastball just catches the outside corner. The count runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Tomoya Masaki. Lefty Koja getting near the end of his rope as the 1-1 is on the way as he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is flared into shallow right field, and it's going to get down past the glove of the diving first baseman, Yoshiaki Watanabe, and that is going to be a bleeder single here for Masaki to lead off the 6th. Got him on the fist. Both the first baseman and the second baseman, Kobakata, were racing over, but it fell in between them. So a single looks like a line drive in the box score, but this is a base hit here for Masaki, and that'll bring up the catcher, Takuya Kai. And it kind of makes you wonder in this spot here if Kai will be in a sacrifice position. I mean, why not inch another run across here late, or try to put another run across if you're the Hawks? The Eagles may find it difficult to be able to cash some runs, and sure enough, that's exactly what the Hawks are thinking as well. We're thinking that, Hawks are thinking that, as Kai is already scoring to bunt. And they throw over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner, Masaki. Takuya Kai, fairly decent bunter in his own right. Has to try to get the job done here to move the runner along. So Takuya Kai already squaring to bunt. Here comes the pitch. As the lefty kicks and delivers, he bunts it down. It's decent. Pitcher fields it. Koja throws to first. That's going to be a strikeout. It's going to go, a strikeout, a sacrifice. It's going to go in the books as a putout. 1-4 on the putout. Advances Masaki into scoring position. And so 1 gone here, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Soichiro Ishizuka. And for Ishizuka tonight, he has been twice plunked by pitches. He's brought his bullseye to the game tonight. So no official at bat. 5 for 23 on the season, hitting .217. Normally a catcher, but we haven't seen him behind the plate in our time doing games of the Hawks, as the lefty Koja holds set. Here comes the offering to Ishizuka, and it's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. As we've been mentioning through the stream tonight, we will be back on the airwaves again tomorrow for the same 2 ball clubs. Takanaka against Ozeki. So Ozeki will take to the hill for the Hawks. A win here for the Hawks and maybe a couple more wins could probably put the nail into the Eagle coffin. It looks like that the Marines, who spotted a Buffalo's 1-0 lead, have now got a 4-1 lead in that one. There's a fastball swung on. It's lifted into straightaway center field. Underneath it is Tatsumi. He makes the catch. Tagging at second was Masaki, but he's going to throw on the brakes. So not able to get the job done is Ishizuka. He is gone for the second out of the inning, and that's going to leave it all up to the second baseman, Taisi Makihara. And for Makihara, he is 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out and flown to center in his 2 trips to the plate. But he has made a couple of nice plays on the defensive side. As we mentioned, so the 2 teams tomorrow night, same 2 teams, but it'll be Carp and Giants for the Thursday game in Japan. So hopefully you guys can make it in for that one. Another middle of the night start. And we'll go back to the Pacific League on Friday for these same Hawks, but they will be in Osaka to play the Buffaloes. So here comes the first offering from Koja, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down. It squirts away from the catcher Yasuda, but the runner is not able to advance. So 1 ball and no strikes. Koja gets himself a new baseball and he rubs it up, and we're ready to go back at it again. 1 ball and no strikes to Makihara. Lefty works himself to the set, checks the runner at second, and now he delivers. Fastball swung on, chopped back to the pitcher, off the glove, goes to the shortstop, Yamazaki, who throws to first, and that's going to go into the books as a 1-6-3 ground out, and that is going to do it here in the 6th inning for the Hawks. Well, no runs in the inning. There was a hit. They squander the runner in scoring position. No errors, 1 runner left aboard. We're now moving to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Your score is the Hawks 4 and the Eagles 1. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action right after this. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Drops Baseball YouTube channel. Be right back in a few.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game, really exciting, lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving now to the bottom half of the 6th inning. It'll be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters come to bat for the Eagles. That means Kobakata, Tatsumi, and Asamura. And it looks like we got some hiccups going on. Hopefully we manage that and get that under control for everybody here. First pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1 to Kobakata. Kobakata 2 for 2 tonight. He's got a double and a single to his name. Also driven in a run and has stolen a base. As he takes that pitch down and in, and the count now goes to 1-1. Right-hander against the left-hander. Ishikawa delivers a pitch that misses way outside. Count now goes to 2-1. Keep our eye on Ishikawa here to see where he's at with his gas tank. He's only at 76 pitches. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count now goes to 2-2, and I wouldn't bat an eye that both of these teams would go to the bullpen for the 7th inning. Certainly Ishikawa seems to run out a bit of a steam here in the 6th. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted toward the line in left field. Racing over and making the catch in foul territory is Kondo, and he cracks a smile. He almost overran that ball. He's got a bit of a laugh. Well, at least he can laugh it off, because I'm not so sure that the heart rate of his pitcher would have been good. You can see him as he was racing toward the foul line. He had to reach back as he almost ran into the wall. But he is gone for the first out of the inning is Kobakata, and that will bring up the center fielder, Ryosuke Tatsumi. Tatsumi tonight is 0 for 2. He has struck out both times here against the starter Ishikawa, and he takes a first pitch for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Not sure if you guys are on TikTok or not. There's a fastball swung on. Fastball swung on, and this ball is lined into right field for a base hit. So Tatsumi's got himself a 1-out single, and that will bring up the designated hitter, Hideto Asamura. I was about to say on TikTok, former Sports Illustrated writer Jeff Pearlman has got a TikTok page, and he's on there telling stories on the daily. He had a pretty good story about Barry Bonds today. I was watching his TikTok, and he was talking about how Bonds was able to, there was a former big leaguer, it was Jeff Patterson, who was with him at the time. And they were talking about how this particular pitcher who had come into the ballgame was really tough on him. And Bonds didn't really seem to think so. There was a fastball that misses outside. Count is 1-0. And Bonds was sitting in the dugout. And for 2 consecutive innings, he was able to call every single pitch that pitcher was going to make. He was really only a two-trick pony. So he knew when the fastball and when the slider was coming, just because of how he could position his glove. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted down right field line. This ball, if it stays fair, it'll be trouble, but it's going to slice into the seats, and the count now goes to 1-1. But it's kind of an interesting piece. So if you're on TikTok or you have that as an app, go check out Jeff Pearlman. He's got some really interesting stories. As I said, Barry Bonds, that one was fascinating. Just how some hitters could pick up just on how he positioned the glove differently, that particular pitcher, from throwing a fastball and a slider. Speaking of fastballs, there's a fastball that's thrown right by Hideto Asamura, and the count goes to 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Asamura. He's looking for his first hit this evening. He had lined into a double play, flew out to right field in his 2 trips tonight. Here's the pitch. Fastball that just misses, and the count now goes to 2-2. I'm not sure Takuya Kai was in agreement with that. We're going to look at the pitch as well. That pitch looked pretty darn good. So Asamura getting a veteran call here. 2 balls and 2 strikes. As the right-hander Ishikawa gets the sign from his catcher Kai. Here comes the offering. Fastball swung on, chopped right back to the pitcher. Ishikawa fields it. He goes to second for 1. Back to first. It's going to be an inning-ending double play. What a nice play there by the pitcher. So that is going to be the second time tonight that Asamura has hit into a double play. That's of the 1-6-3 variety. And that will do it here in inning number 6 for the Golden Eagles. Well, they had no runs. They did have a hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 6 complete, 2/3 of the ballgame in the books. Your score is the Hawks 4 and the Eagles 1. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us on the Last Drops Baseball YouTube channel tonight. We'll be back with more of the action after this. Welcome back, everybody. The lefty Koja is still on the mound for the Golden Eagles. A little bit of a surprise to me. I thought that maybe he might be on his way out, trailing 4-1 here. But the Eagles brass are staying with him. He's at 98 pitches through the first 6 innings. He's going to be facing the top of the order. So he's going to have Shuto, Imamiya, and Kurihara. So 2 of the first 3 batters are left-handed. I would have to think that if he got past Kurihara, they would probably be looking to the bullpen. But you never know. We'll wait and see here. As this brings Shuto to the plate, he is 0 for 3 tonight. He has struck out twice and grounded out in his 3 trips against the lefty. So here we go. Here comes the first offering from Koja, who kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on, grounded softly to the right side. Fielded by Watanabe, and he is going to step on the base, and that is going to retire Shuto for the first out. So ground out to 3 for out number 1. And that is going to bring up the shortstop, Kenta Imamiya. Well, for Imamiya, he has reached base twice tonight. He has a couple of walks to his name. He's also flown to center field. He's been caught stealing, and he has scored a run. So Imamiya getting the start at shortstop tonight. As the left-hander rocks himself into the windup and he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that just misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Kenta Imamiya. Imamiya waiting on the offering here from the lefty, who kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0 on Imamiya. That is pitch number 101 now here from the left-hander. It kind of makes you wonder if they may just stay right with him. 2-0 on the way. Fastball swung on and line foul down the right field line, and the count now goes to 2-1. And the reason I say that is because there are going to be some games. I mean, some teams will have some days off here, but they are going to be playing next Monday in the Japanese League, so a stretch of a whole pile of games, although I do think the Golden Eagles are off on the Thursday game. As the 2-1 is on the way, it's a fastball taken for a called strike. This here is a 2-game mini series, and then the Hawks will move on to Oryx for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I have to double check. They may be there Monday too. Bit of a quirky schedule that we're facing right now. Here's the 2-2. Fastball just misses down. Koja wanted the pitch. Catcher Yasuda framed it and brought it up, but they didn't get the call from the home plate umpire. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it is. Top of the 7th inning, full count here to Imamiya, 1 gone. As Koja rocks into the windup and delivers. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses down. It's going to be ball 4. And that's going to be the 3rd walk issued tonight to Imamiya, as he's aboard with a 1-out walk. And that is going to bring up the 3rd baseman, Ryoya Kurihara. And real no urgency in that dugout yet of the Golden Eagles. They seem unfazed here, as their starter's at 106 pitches now. So Kurihara striding to the plate. He has been a big part of the offense here tonight for the Hawks. He's got 2 hits in 3 trips. He's got a single, a double. He has struck out and he has driven in a run. But he's also scored a pair of runs. So here comes the first offering to Kurihara. As the lefty kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Well, if they could do some soft contact to get him to roll into a double play, that would be great for the Golden Eagles. But Kurihara here tonight has been right on this pitcher. He's raised his season average up to 268. As the lefty Koja works set. And here comes the pitch. As he kicks and delivers, breaking ball drops in for called strike. The count now goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. As we mentioned earlier throughout the night, as we'll be back on the airwaves again tomorrow, so hopefully you guys can make it in here with us. Late night baseball, for those of you in North America, we'll be doing it today, tomorrow, Thursday and Friday, but the Saturday game, which we normally would do, is in jeopardy. We're 50-50 if we're going to be able to do that or not. We have some other commitments. As that breaking ball misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. And I think if we to do that game on the Saturday, it might possibly be a Central League affair. That would be how we would look at it. But again, we'll have to wait and see if that's going to take place or not. So 2 balls and 1 strike as Kurihara waits here on the offering from the lefty. As he checks the runner over at first, and the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball swung on and line foul down the right field line into the netting. Count 2-2 now on Kurihara. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just the way our own schedule works out, that we're able to get a bunch of games in, and hopefully you guys can join us for all of these as well. 2 balls and 2 strikes as the lefty again works to the set. And here comes the pitch. Kicks and fires. It is a breaking ball swung on, grounded over to first. Watanabe fields it. He steps on the bag, and then they throw it to second, but it's not going to be a double play as the first base umpire has ruled it a foul ball. Interesting there that the first base umpire, usually everything up to the base is the call of the plate umpire. So that is going to keep the count at 2-2 to Kurihara. That would have been just what the doctor ordered, a double play ball to get out of the inning. He wouldn't have to face the bat of Hotaka Yamakawa again. So Koja still at 2-2 here to Kurihara. As the lefty is in the set position. Here comes the 2-2. Now he kicks and fires. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up down the third base line. Backing up on it is Suzuki. He's there to make the catch. And he is going to be retired. So Kurihara is going to be gone for the second out of the inning. And that's going to leave it all up to Hotaka Yamakawa. Let's see what they decide to do here. Looks like they're going to stay with the starter Koja, or are they? No, now time has been called. They are going to bring the pitching coach is coming out to the mound, so they'll discuss how they're going to talk to this power-hitting first baseman of the Hawks. Tonight, Yamakawa is 1 for 3, but the big blow was the 2-run homer back in inning number 5. So Yamakawa 1 for 3 tonight. The home run, 2 RBIs. He's popped to first, and he has flown to center in his other trips to the plate. So this conference of Eagles is almost over. We're ready to resume the action. So Yamakawa ready to stand in. As we said earlier on, it was a 3-2 pitch as well, breaking ball. And, in fairness to the pitcher, Koja, he had thrown that pitch, and it looked like it was a breaking ball, and it was away from the hitter, and he just hook-barreled the ball right into the seats. It takes a pretty strong man to be able to do that, and that is exactly what Yamakawa is. So here comes the first offering here from the lefty. And the pitch is on the way. That might be the best pitch he's going to see, as that is a breaking ball that is waist high. That's taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. I don't think Yamakawa expected to see that on the first pitch. Nice pitch there by the pitcher here. Here comes the 0-1 offering as the lefty holds set again. Now Koja kicks and delivers a fastball that is waved at and missed. That was down in the dirt. And the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Yamakawa. When this game is over, we'll give you the full roundup from around the NPB tonight. As we said, full slates of games all over. We'll get you updated on those before the next half inning, as well as there is all kinds of scoring all over the place. Only one game without scoring. So here comes the 0-2 pitch as the lefty Koja ready to go again. kicks and fires. Fastball swung on, grounded softly to the right side, fielded in shallow right field by Kobakata. He throws off of one leg. A beautiful pick by the first baseman, Watanabe. And that is going to do it. Yamakawa's in the books on a ground out, 4-3 for out number 3. And that will do it here for the Hawks in their half of the 7th inning. No runs in the inning. There was no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 7 complete innings. Your score is the Hawks 4 and the Eagles 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for being with us. Hopefully we haven't lost our feed. We'll check that out as well in just a few. We'll be right back in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for being with us here tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. It looks like our feed is a little bit dicey at this point right now. We are just waiting too long here for the video to be picked back up. We've had a great stream here tonight, and it'll be Suzuki, Watanabe, and Yasuda to come to bat. We'll just keep our eye on this as we may have to potentially have to go to our A feed as opposed to, or check that, or have to go to our B feed, which we haven't really had to do a lot of this year. So we are just waiting for our feed to return. So we will keep you entertained as best we possibly can with this one here tonight. All the action that is going on. But we are still waiting for the feed to resume. I don't know if that is us or if that is an issue in Tohoku with their feed of the game. Well, it looks like it might be us because it's a 1-2 count here. We'll try to get you back up to the speed of things. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Daichi Suzuki here. 88 pitches right now for Ishikawa. As the pitch delivered to Suzuki is swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. So that might have been maybe our A feed is down for the count. We'll have to see if we can pick that back up. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is here to Daichi Suzuki. As the right-hander works to the set, now he delivers. It is a fastball swung on and it's chopped foul over on the first base side, and the count remains at 1-2 to Suzuki. Maybe that's all it was our A feed wasn't working like our B feed, or our B feed wasn't working like our A feed. I'm not sure how that would work. Everything is sorted in order, and we're back to where we need to be. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to the third baseman of the Golden Eagles as Ishikawa kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on, and it's hammered right back to the pitcher. He knocks it down, picks it up, and throws to first, and that is going to retire Suzuki on a ground out 1-3. He's out for the first out of the inning, but they're going to have the pitching coach and the trainer make their typical run out to the mound to have a look at the pitcher. It hit him. It looked like in the pivot foot in the right ankle, sort of in the area on the foot between the ankle and where he's at on his shoe. They're going to take him out of the ball game. They're going to go have a look at him or take him off the field For those of you who are new, is what they like to do is they always, when a player gets injured, they don't examine him on the field. They take him off into the tunnel. They go have a look at him, and then he'll either return or they won't. So the umpire is stationed in front of the visiting team dugout waiting for a response. Go down the dugout, they'll take a look. We'll get a look at the replay again. It was his push foot that came back. I don't know. It looked like it might have just got him underneath the foot. He was able to kick it down and make the play. Usually you can't play soccer on a baseball field and have success, but it looked like that particular moment, Ishikawa was able to display his soccer skills, be able to make that play. But as of right now, there's no real action in the bullpen for Fukuoka, so we're just going to have to wait and see. And while we have this little timeout here, we'll give you some of the updated scores from around the NPB, as it is the full slate of games going on everywhere. In the basement bowl of the Central League, it is the Dragons and the Swallows. Dragons have a 3-1 lead over the Swallows in that one. Bottom of the 6th inning, it is the Tigers at the Cochin leading the Bay Stars. That score is 5-2. And so let's see what's happened here. They've given some communication to the home plate umpire. I don't know if that's going to be it. For the starter Ishikawa, they're on the phone here. That might be it for him. We might be seeing a change. 6-1, it is the Giants have the lead over the Carp. That's in the top of the 7th inning, so the Giants extending their lead. Also with the same score as in this one, it is the Marines 4-1 over the Buffaloes at the Kyocera Dome in Osaka. In the top of the 8th inning, it is 0-0 Lions and the Fighters. Well, it looks like that is going to be it for the starting pitcher, and if that is the case, he has gone 6 1/3 innings, and the Hawks are going to their bullpen. So stick around, everybody. We're going to break in the action here, as it looks like they are going to be making a pitching change here. They'll get a little bit extra time to warm up before they come in, as I don't think they had anybody ready. So we'll be back in just a few here with all the action. They are on the phone looking to make that call to the pen. We'll be back in just a bit, right after this. Welcome back, everybody. They are going to the bullpen. It's going to be a right-hander, and it's going to be Shinsuke Iwai who is coming in. This will be our first look at the right-hander this year. So they are taking over here in the 8th inning. So Iwai on the hill. He will get his warm-up tosses, and we'll be resuming in just a couple moments. This is his 8th appearance of the year, and he's posted a 3.18 earned run average. So we are interested to see this fella go, as he doesn't look like he is very tall in stature. So he doesn't really have a whole lot. Well, we don't have a ton of information on him. So we'll just have to see with what we got. Our friend Jeremy asked a couple questions earlier on, and he was asking about, different stuff. And I know Mick asked, he said, did we get any hats when we were over there? And I didn't pick up any new hats. But there is a pretty good Japanese book, or a couple books that I was able to pick up, that it will provide you some greater data. I haven't dug into it yet. I picked them up last year, and I was looking at them, and then they help you with the pitch mixes of the pitchers, what their percentages are of how many times they throw their fastballs, their curveballs, all the rest of that stuff. But it takes a while to pick through it because it's all in Japanese, but it is a entertaining read nonetheless. So Iwai is just completing his warm-up tosses here. We'll be ready to resume the action. Just couple more pieces about Iwai. As I said, he doesn't look like he's the tallest guy, although they do list him at 181 centimeters. And if my math is correct, that probably puts him at about 5'10". So a bit of a small righty. And he is ready to take over here to face the first baseman, Yoshiaki Watanabe. So they are starting to run out of outs here as the Eagles are. We are here in the bottom half of the seventh, one gone. And so Ui ready to face the left-handed hitting Watanabe. And the first pitch is a fastball that pours in for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. That was at 95 miles an hour on the gun, so he's got a little bit of giddy up on his pitch. So no balls and one strike to Watanabe. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on. This is lined right to the glove of the leaping third baseman, Ryoya Kurihara. And what a play by Kurihara, as that is going to retire Watanabe for the second out of the inning. So two gone here, and that is going to bring up the catcher, Yuma Yasuda. Couldn't hit that ball any harder, and a great leaping catch by the third baseman, who crawled up the ladder to have to get to that one. So two gone here. And that now brings up Yasuda to the plate. He was 2 for 2 tonight. So Yasuda has a double and a single to his name. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses down, and the count is 1-0. Yasuda batting from the left side here. Raised his season average up to 306 tonight. Well, that's a little deceiving as he doesn't have a ton of at-bats. There is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-1. We're talking about the physical prowess of the catcher of the Tohoku Ball Club. We're just waiting to see if Koja's coming back out for another inning. 114 pitches. Looks like he may be coming back again. There is a pitch that misses up, but the count now goes to 2-1. I don't know if that says a lot about the starting pitcher or if it speaks more volumes about the bullpen of the Hawks. Here's the 2-1. Fastball swung on, popped up behind home plate. Plenty of room there for Takuya Kai. The wind is taking it, and now it takes Kai for a bit of a run. And he's able to make the catch, and that is going to do it at end the inning for the third out. And that will do it here in the seventh inning for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. Well, they go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. We're now through 7 complete. And the score is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 4 and Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 1. Looks like we may have ourselves a pitching change as the manager Amai is out to talk to the home plate umpire. We'll see what that is when we come back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel. We've got ourselves a 4-1 ball game as we're moving to the top of the 8th. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Rounds Baseball YouTube channel. Hang tight. We'll be back after this musical timeout. Welcome back, everybody. It looks like we have a pitching change as Tohoku has gone to the bullpen, and they are calling on a right-hander. And that right-hander looks like it is going to be Satoshi Miyamori. So Miyamori coming in to take over here in the top of the 8th inning for the Tohoku Ball Club. So I think that's even more interesting that they bring in the right-hander now after Hotaka Yamakawa had come to the plate. They let the left-hander face him. So interesting sometimes how the decisions are made. But you know what? I have to say this. It's kind of refreshing to watch Japanese baseball because they still play it a little of the old school way. And I like the way that that is done, certainly for sure. It is something that is up our liking. And so that is going to bring Kondo, Masaki, and Kai to the plate. So Kensuke Kondo strides to the dish. He has been reach base a couple times tonight. He's got a single in 3 trips. Takes a breaking ball over for a called strike. The count's 0-1. He also reached on an error and flew to center field. He's also driven in a run. So Kondo here waiting on the offering from the right-hander. Top of the 8th inning, Eagles are running out of outs as that pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is to Kondo. Kondo taps the plate, digs himself back in, and he's ready here as the right-hander kicks and fires a fastball that misses inside. Count now goes to 2-1 on Kondo. As we mentioned, back on the airwaves all this week. So hopefully you guys can join us for some of that action as well. It looks like our A feed is causing us a little bit of havoc here as it's 2 balls and 1 strike. As the right-hander kicks and he delivers, it is a breaking ball that misses down. It's now 3-1 to Kondo. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Certainly don't want to get into the business of walking hitters here quite yet. As the 3-1 is ready to go again. The right-hander kicks and he fires. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. Now the count runs full to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it is. And now Miyamori ready to deliver again. It is a fastball that misses outside. It's going to be ball 4. That's not what you want from your relievers. You need strike throwers when they come into the game, and that is going to walk Kondo. Puts a runner on first base, and now that'll bring up the right fielder, Tomoya Masaki. Well, for Masaki, he is 1 for 3 in this one. He's got a single in 3 trips. We'll see what they have planned here if they're going to get into the short game. I don't know if I've ever seen Masaki bunt in the games that we have watched. It's not really something that might be up his alley as much as it is the on-deck hitter Takuya Kai's. And first pitch is a fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats behind home plate, and the count is quickly 0-1. Masaki with a single in 3 trips. He led off the 6th inning with a knock, but he was stranded at second base. Bottom part of the batting order has really not done a lot of damage, although they have reached a couple of times for the Hawks. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. It's on its way. It's a fastball swung on. It has popped up over on the infield on the right side. It's in foul territory, but playable. Backing up is Watanabe, and he makes the catch. And that is going to retire Masaki for the first out of the inning. So he is gone for out number 1, and that'll bring up the catcher, Takuya Kai. Anyways, I was telling the story a couple innings ago with Jeff Pearlman, who was on TikTok, the former Sports Illustrated writer. And he was explaining about how it was very interesting that, we look at, I guess, the situation with Barry Bonds being able to call the pitches just by how the pitcher was holding the ball in his glove, as there's a fastball that misses up to Kai. And there's an art to it. You listen to some of the big league players, they talk about how the players will take the ball out of the glove and you can see how the ball is being gripped. Just different things that you can pick up on and to be able to watch. So anyways, here's a breaking ball that's delivered to Takuya Kai. It's taken for a called strike. The count is 1-1. But they were saying for 2 consecutive innings, he was able to call every single pitch, whether it was a fastball or a slider coming out of the hand or out of the glove of the pitcher, just on the way that he would hold his glove. It's that minute detail. They said Bonds was just at a whole other level. when it came to identifying pitches. There was a fastball swung on it as pop foul into the seats over on the first base side of home plate. The count's 1-2 on Kai. So 1-2 strikes. As the right-hander leans in and gets the sign from his catcher, Yasuda. And now he works himself to the belt. Here comes the 1-2. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on. It's lifted into right field. Coming in underneath it is the right fielder, Ogo, and he's going to make the catch. And Takuya Kai is going to be retired for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone here, and that's going to leave it up to the designated hitter, Soichiro Ishizuka. And for Ishizuka tonight, he is officially 0 for 1. He flew out to center field his last time up, but he was hit twice by the starter, Koja. So he is batting here with 2 out and a runner on first. Here comes the first pitch from Miyamori. And the pitch is a breaking ball that's waved at and missed. Count is quickly 0-1. There was talk about Masahiro Tanaka making a return. He hasn't pitched at all this season. I think he had, if I'm not mistaken, I think he had some elbow surgery to clean up some floating debris in the elbow. There's a breaking ball that is waved at and missed. Count now goes to 0-2. But I'm not exactly sure if that is the particular case or not. As the pitch on the way, as the breaking ball that misses way outside, counts 1-2 to Ishizuka. But there was talk when I was in Japan that he was going to make a couple rehab starts and maybe have him down the stretch. But if the Eagles fail out or flake out of contention here, I guess the question I would ask would be why. Here's the 1-2. Fastball down. Nice block there by Yasuda. Count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Waggling the bat is Ishizuka as he's waiting here on the 2-2 pitch. Mori delivers, fastball swung on, lined into left field. If it's fair, it's going to be trouble, and it just hooks foul. Oh, not by much. If that ball would have got down, there would have been a good chance that Kondo might have been able to come all the way around to score. Boy, I took a look at that on the replay. I had to see that again with my own eyes. That looked like it was too close. Of course, they can't really see if the chalk was going to fly up or not, but it did look like it was going to land fair. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mori, the lefty, works himself to the set. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. It's on its way. It's a breaking ball. Swung on it. Is grounded through the 6-hole into left field. And that is past the glove of the shortstop, Yamazaki. And Ishizuka is aboard with a 2-out single. That's going to advance Kondo over to second. And it'll bring up the second baseman, Taisi Makihara. Ball had eyes. Just got past the glove of the third baseman and the glove of the shortstop into the 6-hole. So Makihara striding to the plate, 0 for 3 in this one. Batting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Miyamori. Here comes the first pitch. Breaking ball misses outside. The count is quickly 1-0. As we said, Makihara 0 for 3 tonight. He has grounded out, flown out, and struck out. He has picked his average up quite a bit. Interesting that they've dropped him all the way down to the 9-hole, though. Here comes the 1-0 pitch as the right-hander ready to deliver, kicks and fires. Breaking ball misses down. The count is 2-0. Also interested to see that he's getting the start at second base. Although, is this a pinch hitter? I'm not sure. Can't really tell here. I thought this would still be Taisi Makihara, but we have ourselves a pinch hitter on our hands. I'm not sure exactly what they're showing us here. So here comes the 2-0 pitch. It's on its way. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow left center field. Coming over underneath it and making the catch is the left fielder, Ito, and that will do it here for out number 3. Well, there were no runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors and 2 runners left aboard. We're to the bottom of the 8th. Eagles don't have much left here. Appreciate AK from New Orleans, Louisiana checking in. We'll be right back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. Just a note on that last hitter. It was Akira Nakamura who had come in to pinch hit for Taisi Makihara. We got that message a little bit late. Very similar in terms of their approach and their stance at the plate. And so Akira Nakamura had flown out to center field to end that inning. We'll just get to see if he is going to stay in the ball game or if they are going to make another change. We do have a pitching change as the Hawks are going to their bullpen. They have called upon yet another right-hander. This is going to be number 40, Kazuki Sugiyama. Sugiyama making his 41st appearance of the year. He's got himself a ERA of 1.99. The big fella here just completing his warm-up tosses. As we will be ready to resume the action. So both teams are into their bullpens here now tonight. So he is just completing his tosses and we'll be ready to go here. So Sugiyama on. A couple of other changes as it looks like that they are going to have some positional changes as well. As Naoki Sato looks like he's into the ball game. We have to see there's some of the times they're not always as quick to show us positionally where. Sometimes they'll give you the graphic on the as far as what positions they would be if it was right or left field. So we'll have to kind of pick that up as we move along a little bit here. It's going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat for the Eagles. It'll be Ito, Yamazaki, and Ogo. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, the first pitch is belted foul down the left field line into the seats. So Ito hook-barreled that one into the seats. 0-1 it is to him. So welcome to the ball game, Sugiyama. Sugiyama rocking himself into the windup. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that is swung on and missed. That was of the split finger variety. So no balls and 2 strikes. Getting into the wee hours of the morning in North America. So some of the folks are starting to slip into the stream. We welcome you guys for joining us this morning. And there's a split finger swung on and missed. And Ito is going to be retired. He is gone for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. That is a strikeout here for Sugiyama. And that will bring up the shortstop, Tsuyoshi Yamazaki. Well, for Yamazaki tonight, he's had a tough night at the office. He's grounded to third, and he has flown to center in his 2 trips. As he comes to bat here, still nothing on his slash line. We said that this is his second game of the season for the Golden Eagles. The first pitch is a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is quickly 1-0. Sugiyama wasting no time, gets the ball and ready to go again, and it's a breaking ball that misses up and away. Count now goes to 2-0 on left-handed hitting Yamazaki. Be the top of the order, Yuya Ogo to follow here. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Another fastball that misses way up and away, and the count now goes to 3-0. So as quickly and efficiently as the reliever Sugiyama disposed of Ito, he's fallen behind on the count here, 3-0 to Yamazaki. Here's the pitch. Fastball that catches the outside corner for called strike, and the count now goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. It's a lovely night for baseball in the Sendai region. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted down the left field line. Racing over is Kondo up against the wall, but he's going to watch it slice into the seats. That's going to run the count now full to 3-2 on the Tohoku shortstop. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. As we were saying earlier that our A feed was giving us a little bit of a hassle, and it is starting to hassle us again. I'm not sure what the problem is. And then our B feed is now following suit. So hopefully everybody is still with us and it's not our feed or anything else of that nature. So we'll see how that works out for us here. As it is 3 balls and 2 strikes to the shortstop of the Golden Eagles. Well, we got our 1 feed back, but it looks like we're a little bit paused here, so we'll try to do a little catch-up. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Yamazaki. As the right-hander works himself into the windup and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and this one's lined down the left field line, but this is going to get into the seats as well, so almost in the same location. The only difference was Kondo didn't have to race over to have to make the play, so 3 balls and 2 strikes it remains to Yamazaki. Right-hander Sugiyama with a new baseball, rocking himself into the windup. He kicks and fires. Fastball swung on, grounded back up the middle, fielded by the second baseman who fires to first, and that is going to retire Yamazaki. Of course, one of the changes that had come in was at second base. And that would have been the second baseman was Kawase, who has come into the ball game. So that's a ground out 4-3 to get Yamazaki. And the first pitch that was delivered to Yuya Ogo was taken for a called strike, and then a fastball missed up and away, and it's ball 1 to him. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Ogo as we're now officially caught up in our stream. Fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Ogo. Ogo 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a single and 3 trips. He's also struck out, bounced into a fielder's choice. He's got a stolen base and a run scored. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball swung on, and this is fouled right back, and the count remains at 1-2. Sugiyama wasting very little time. Gets the ball, goes right into work. It goes right after the hitters. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. As the right-hander Sugiyama rocking again into the windup, and he kicks and delivers. Breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count now goes to 2-2. So if you're into the late night baseball, as we said, join us again tomorrow night. Same 2 teams, same place, same channel. Hopefully you guys can make it in here with us. We'll enjoy giving you guys all the action yet again. Here comes the 2-2. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on and missed. And Sugiyama does the job as he retires Ogo for the 3rd out of the inning. And that is going to do it here for the Eagles in their 8th inning. They go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. We're through 8 complete. Your score is the Hawks 4 and the Eagles 1. We'll be back with the top of the 9th inning in just a few. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Hang tight, everybody. It is a 4-1 ball game, and we'll be back in just a few. We have a pitching change. It is going to be Koichi Takada coming into the ball game, and we'll be back in just a few. We'll get you his specs when we return. He's just making his 4th appearance for the Golden Eagles this season. We'll be back after this musical timeout. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the 9th inning, as it is going to be Koichi Takada coming in relief. He'll be entrusted to face the top of the order. It'll be Yukio Shudo, Kenta Emamiya, and Ryoya Kurihara to face him here in the 9th inning. So we will resume the action here in just a couple moments. As we said, for those of you who have made it in tonight, we thank you for being here, whether you listen live or on delay. Always great to have you all around, as we will be ready to give you more NPB action through the month of September. Just be sure to check out the updates on the channel and when we'll be calling games. You guys can make it in here with us. So here comes Shudo to the plate. He is 0 for 4 tonight. The first pitch on the way is a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count is quickly 0-1. That pitch was at 89 miles an hour on the gun. So no balls and 1 strike. As the right-hander kicks and he delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on and lifted foul over on the third base side. The count now quickly goes to 0-2. Well, that's something that I'd like to see from the relievers, is somebody who comes in throwing strikes. He doesn't particularly throw that hard, or hasn't shown us anything yet, Takada, that's a hard fastball variety. But throwing strikes is a good start. Here comes the 0-2. Pitch on the way. Fastball misses upstairs. Count goes to 1-2. So he is sitting at 89 miles an hour on the gun. Here comes the 1-2 pitch as the right-hander works to the set. He kicks and he fires. Another fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes to 2-2. So he got in the head in the count here quickly, and now he has found himself even in the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Takada gets the sign from Yasuda. He nods in agreement. Now he kicks and he fires. That is a breaking ball swung on, and it is lifted foul into that temporary seating area down the third base line. The count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Shudo has to go back and get himself a new piece of lumber, as that last one was been broken. There are some finals that are kicking in, and we also have some scoring updates from around the NPB. We'll give you those here as this inning moves along. Here comes the 2-2 to Shudo as the right-hander kicks and he fires. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field. Moving back underneath it is Ogo, and he's there to make the catch. That is going to retire Shudo for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. That'll bring up Kenta Emamiya. In the Central League, the game that is over is the Basement Bowl between the Dragons and the Swallows. 3-1. Shinichi takes care of the Occult Swallows in that one. In the top of the 8th inning, the Tigers have extended their lead over the Bay Stars at the Cochin Stadium. It's now 7-2. As the first pitch is delivered here from Takada, it's a fastball that misses down to Emamiya. And Emamiya tonight is officially 0 for 1. He has walked 3 times. He has scored a run. His only time that he had got himself out was a fly ball to center field. There's a breaking ball that floats in for a called strike, and the count goes even to 1-1. The Giants have a 6-1 lead in the bottom of the 8th inning at the Mazda Zoom Zoom Stadium in Hiroshima over the Carp. As the pitch on the way is a breaking ball that misses down, the count goes to 2-1. That's a big game there because the Giants entered the league play tonight with a 1-game lead over the Carp in the Central. So that's a battle for first place in that division. There's a fastball swung on it, is grounded through the 6-hole into left field. And Imamiya is going to be aboard for the 4th time tonight. That's going to be his first hit. So Imamiya has got himself a 1-out single, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Ryoya Kurihara. Other scores in the Pacific League, the other 2 games that are underway, it is 4-1. It's in the top of the 9th inning, the game between the Marines and the Buffaloes. The other game is still yet to see a run. Fighters and Lions, bottom of the 9th inning, all locked up at 0s. So there you have it. You're all caught up around the NPB in the scores tonight. So Ryoya Kurihara at the plate. And here comes the first pitch from the reliever Takada, who kicks and delivers. Breaking ball misses inside, and the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Takada, nothing really too fancy about him. He does not have an overpowering fastball, and his breaking ball really doesn't have a whole host of bite to it. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right center field. Drifting over is the center fielder, Tatsumi. He's underneath it. He makes the catch. And having to retreat all the way back to first is Imamiya. That is going to retire Kurihara. So he is gone for the 2nd out of the inning, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Hotaka Yamakawa. So for Yamakawa, he is 1 for 4. He's got a home run in his 4 trips. He's knocked in a couple of runs. As the right-hander works himself to the set position, and here comes the pitch. Breaking ball misses up and away, and the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Yamakawa. Yamakawa's got a home run in 4 trips. It was the 2-run shot back in the 5th inning that extended the lead here for the Hawks. As the right-hander delivers, it is a breaking ball swung on and grounded foul over on the third base side. Count is 1-1 to Yamakawa. I think Yamakawa wanted that one back. Boy, if there was an occupation that Yamakawa maybe should have considered, maybe sumo might have been one of the options. I remember seeing a few sumos when I was in Japan last couple of weeks. They're big guys, but so is Yamakawa. He's not a dainty fella by any means. Takes a fastball over for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-2. That fastball, 89 miles an hour. Straight as an arrow, not much movement. And that might have surprised Yamakawa more than anything. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. And I think from this point on, it should be a steady diet of off speed. As the 1-2 is on the way. And it is a breaking ball that misses down and away. And the count goes to now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander against the right-hander. Takada gets his sign from the catcher, Yasuda, who's ready to go. He checks the runner at first. And now he works himself set. Here comes the pitch. Fastball at the knees, taken for a called third strike. Yamakawa stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched it go by for out number 3, and that is going to do it here for the Hawks in their half of the 9th inning. Well, this is all coming down to the last half inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. The Eagles got to find some instant offense here if they want to get back into this one, as they are about ready to run out of outs. The 2, 3, and 4 hitters will come to bat. We'll be back in just a few with the bottom half of inning number 9. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be a pitching change as the Hawks are going to their bullpen. It is going to be Darwinzon Hernandez, the fourth pitcher used tonight by the Hawks in this one. We have seen Hernandez pitch, and he's pitched for the most part pretty good this season. Although we did catch a game a couple of weeks ago where he got roughed up, ended up getting knocked around a bit like a tin can. I don't know if that was the game that I was watching in Japan. They had themselves a lead going into the ninth inning, and the Fighters had scored, I think it was like 6 runs in the ninth. Unfortunately, they were able, or at least for the Hawks, unfortunately, weren't able to hang on there. So Kobakata, Tatsumi, and Asamura to face the lefty, and the first pitch is a fastball that pours in for a called strike. Count is quickly 0-1. 93 miles an hour on the gun there, so that's something else with Hernandez. You saw him pitch a little bit earlier this year. He could really dial it up. It was in the upper 90s. There's a fastball that misses inside. That one also at 93, and the count goes to 1-1 on Kobakata. Okada tonight has a couple of hits in 3 trips. He's got a single, a double, and he's flown to left. As the lefty delivers a fastball that is waved out and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2. All I would say in that regards is overmatched on that particular pitch. As much as I like Kobakata, this is a pitcher here in Hernandez that would be on the other side of the ledger. So here comes the 1-2 pitch as the lefty holds set. Now delivers. Fastball swung on. This ball is looped down the left field line, giving chase and sliding into the wall is Kensuke Kondo. After you take a look, that ball was not hot as was able to get down. He gave a great effort there, did Kondo. He was full speed, and then he slid as he got onto the warning track there in foul territory. He didn't want to run into the wall, that's for certain. But he wasn't able to come up with the play. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kobakata as the lefty Hernandez works himself to the belt. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. Now he gets himself a new baseball and he rubs it up. So now it's turning into a bit of a battle here. This is going to be the 6th pitch of the at-bat to the pesky left-handed hitting second baseman of the Golden Eagles. Hernandez gets his sign and he works himself to the set position. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Hirota Kobakata. Eagles are down to their last 3 outs here. They need that instant offense, anything they can to get back into the game here. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. It's on its way. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. More importantly, they need a couple of base runners because if they're going to get some runs, they're going to have to get some people on. There really is only one player in the order that's got any type of pop, and that would be Hideo Asamura in the cleanup spot. He's the only one in double digits with home runs this year. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and missed. Kobakata is in the books. He's gone for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the center fielder, Ryosuke Tatsumi. So Tatsumi comes to the plate. He is 1 for 3. He's got a single in 3 trips. He's also struck out a pair of times, once looking and once swinging, and there's a breaking ball that just misses outside for a ball. And the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Left-hander against the left-hander. Hernandez delivers. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 1-1. The one thing I do like about the Japanese is they don't get into the matchup game. They don't go lefty, righty, righty, lefty. They stay with it. Put your best guy up there and you make him your best guy. And the other thing is sometimes too, especially with the North American game, how are you going to be able to hit lefties if you don't get the chance to see them regular. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes to 2-1. All of a sudden, a left-handed reliever comes into the game, and they're flipping people around left and right. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Tatsumi as the lefty holds set. Now kicks and fires. Fastball swung on and grounded foul down the first base line. The count now goes even to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. Tatsumi gets himself a new bat. We're ready to go again. Shaking off the pitch is this. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lefty Hernandez leans in, gets the sign, and he works himself to the belt. Here's the pitch. Fastball, and that is a ball. They appeal down to the third base umpire, and they say that Tatsumi didn't go. That's going to be 3-2. I have to say, though, that pitch looked pretty darn good. I know Tatsumi held off on it, but I'd like to see the replay on that one again. Not so sure just on its own merit that wasn't a strike. 3 balls and 2 strikes it is. 14 pitches already here for Hernandez in the 9th inning. Hardest outs together, the final couple outs. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed, and Hernandez has back-to-back strikeouts in the books as he has retired both Kobakata and Tatsumi on strikes. That's going to leave it all up to the designated hitter, Hideto Asamura. Well, for Asamura, he strides to the plate. He is 0 for 3 tonight. He is twice hit into double plays, and he's also flown to right field. So that is where we stand. So the Eagles are down to their final out here. And in a lot of ways, the chances of them clawing back into the playoffs are fading here as well, as the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Asamura. Asamura batting from the right side here against the left-handed Hernandez, who works set, now delivers. Fastball misses down, and the count goes even to 1-1. Once this game is complete, we'll give you the full roundup again around the NPB. We'll give you the recap of this one. Most of the scoring came early and often, and then another round of bunches in the middle innings. That's been pretty much it here tonight. There's a fastball that makes Asamura skip rope out of the way, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is. There is a pinch hitter on deck. Should we get there, as Daichi Suzuki would be pinched hit for. But we have to get through there to get it. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Asamura. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on and pop foul behind home plate. Count goes to 2-2. So now the Eagles are down to their final strike. So Hernandez gets himself a new baseball. He rubs it up. That's something else that, coming back from Japan, I noticed it last year, and I see it this year, that foul balls go into the seats. You don't have to worry about giving them back. They now let the fans take the balls and let them go home with them. They used to, for years, have to give them back. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and Asamura down on strikes. He's gone for the 3rd out of the inning, and that is going to do it as the Eagles go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. Your final score is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks 4 and Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back to wrap this one up in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for being here with us tonight on the Last Drops Baseball YouTube channel.
Good evening, sports fans. I hope you all have been enjoying the game. This is just another message from another Hollis build. I hope that your team is in the lead, but if not, remember, that's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But you know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on top in June. I said that's life, and as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on my team, but I don't let it get me down. 'Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I hope you enjoy the rest of the game, and if it remains the same, remember, that's life. You want your fill? Go check another Hollis build on YouTube. Last Raps Baseball. Let's get back to the game. Let's go! You know that's life. You know it. One love and peace.
Welcome back, everybody. We'll give you the roundup of this one and then the out-of-town scoreboard. Well, the scoring came early in this one, and they came in bunches. In the first inning, Fukuoka got it going with 1 out. It was a walk to Kenta Emamiya, and then he was doubled home by Ryoya Kurihara. That gave the Hawks an early 1-0 lead. After Hotaki Yamakawa popped out the first, Kensuke Kondo stepped to the plate and had an RBI single to bring home Ryoya Kurihara. That gave the Hawks an early 2-0 lead. Well, the Eagles got one back in the bottom half of the frame. A leadoff single by Ogo. He stole second. And up stepped Hiroto Kobakata, and he doubled him home with the Eagles' first and only run of the game as it cut the lead to 2-1. Well, the Hawks added to their lead in the fifth inning with 2 out. It was Ryoya Kurihara singling, and up stepped Hotaki Yamakawa. He hit his league-leading 31st homer, as well as his 89th run driven in. A 2-run shot to give the Hawks a 4-1 lead, and that is where the game stayed and where it ended. And our friend Jeremy asked the question. He says, I noticed they don't wait long on rain delays. Well, it all depends. I'm not so sure about that. I know when we were in the rain delay in Chiba, they went off the field and they came right back on pretty quick. So I'm not sure exactly. I guess it all depends on the forecast of what happens there. Just giving us some updates from around the finals, around the league, as well as games that are still going on. Well, first of all, I'll get the finals. So all other games in the Pacific League are also finals. 4-1, the Marines knocked off the Buffaloes as that game had ended. So the Marines able to add a little bit more space between them and the Golden Eagles. It was the Fighters in the bottom of the ninth inning were able to walk off the Lions 1-0. And other game that is a final in the Central, 3-1, the Dragons beat the Swallows. And then in the top of the ninth inning, it is a 7-2 lead for the Tigers over the Bay Stars. That game's at the Cochin Stadium. In the bottom of the ninth inning, the Giants are enjoying a 6-1 lead over the Carp. And that is your roundup wrap from around the NPB. Once again, everybody, appreciate you guys for stopping in tonight. We didn't have a big crowd tonight, but for those of you who come back and listen on delay, we appreciate you guys as much as those who come in and listen live. Once again, we'll be back on the airwaves again tomorrow night, so hopefully you guys can come on in and listen in. We'll be back every night this week, so hopefully you guys will be able to join us for those. Have a great night, everybody, and we will see you again a little bit later tonight. Have a great night, everybody.